Oh, I hope that you're having a good day. We're here. We're gonna go to outer space today, a place that I personally love to go. In any game that we can ever go to outer space,
We're going.
we're going.
There's no question.
Yeah. Um, so hello to everyone that is watching. I am Amanda. That's what they call me.
Okay. Is there more to your introduction?
Is that all we get?
I am Amanda. This is my
That's true.
stream. Hello, Michael, in the chat. Hello. I am a YouTuber, a streamer, a actor, a connoisseur of eyeball accoutrement.
True.
And
Known for that.
Known for it across the cosmos. And yeah, and this is what we do. This is our Monday night stream. This is our indie RPG stream where my friends and I play a different indie RPG pretty much every week. Because although many people know D&D, not many people know how many other RPGs there are in the world. And so that's what we aim to do here, is showcase that.
And there are so many. We'll
So
never
many.
run out. We could play a different game every week and never run out. And indeed, that's the dream.
Yes.
He's lying. There's like 12. It's just, we're almost out.
Yes, Danny,
We'll start
I
from the beginning again.
am a genius, a billionaire, a playboy, and a philanthropist. I feel like with these glasses,
That's
maybe
true.
it's
You
possible.
do have those glasses on.
It's actually the only reason I design games is because we started running out of them. So I had to do something.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Thank you, Kurt, for that, by the way.
I do my best. I do my best. Speaking of Kurt, hi, my name's Kurt. Kurt Reffling. I make and play and love role-playing games. And I'm so lucky to be here today with my friends. Anthony, who the heck are you?
Hey, I'm Anthony, and I write books for kids, mostly. I also study the world and how its economies work, but that's the boring part, because today I'm here to tell you that the Goodyear blimp has microwaves that are melting your brain. You must put on your tinfoil hats or they will control you. And that's why I've kind of joined you guys today. Normally I just do it for fun, but today it's about public outreach about
Right.
Goodyear blimps, microwave machines.
You're sponsored by Anti-Goodyear.
Correct.
coalition.
Yeah. Bad day. Bad day. That's what we call ourselves.
You know, there aren't nearly enough blimps in the world, in my personal opinion. There's like, hold on, how many blimps are there?
Well, yeah, but there's that one had that big fiery buddy happen. So
Yeah, apparently
think-
there are only 25.
what? No,
Yeah, blimps.
I
yeah.
was joking about the games. Is this real? Okay, how many? I'm fact checking Kurt live on stream.
Please do.
Please, fact check.
Actually, but
Confirm.
while you do that, I guess I'm just gonna start like pushing us towards game because
Sure.
you know we got a story to tell. Today we are very excited to be playing Galactic 2E by Riley Riethel. Riley is a game designer who has done a whole bunch of really cool games and a bunch of my personal favorites, little games that make you think about stuff. But today we are playing perhaps Riley's most famous game, which is Galactic 2E. It is basically Star Wars. It's Star Wars with the serial numbers filed off in the best possible way. Everything that could be a Star Wars name is a slightly different name that was very carefully chosen and geniusly chosen. The Force, why, that's the space between. What is a Jedi but a Nova? What is the Empire but the Mandate? And just all kinds of fun little things like that. Yeah.
Are you fueling a copyright lawsuit right now by revealing all their secrets?
I think there's bigger potatoes to fry.
This is going to be seen in court, and they're going to be like, but why is he wearing those things on his ears? I don't get that part of it.
Right. He just can't stop. He put them on for the little thumbnail, and now it's just part of his look. And now he can't even talk in first person anymore. By the way, congrats on the streak, Matt. Nice work, and hi to everybody in the chat.
Streaking in chat. And Danny
25 streams.
also streaking. And Rapala also streaking. Where are my streakers at? I should put a streak command. I made a alert command.
Maybe don't.
But I should make a streak command.
My personal advice. Maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it against TOS? I don't think it is. Rapala is celebrating a 20 stream streak. Matt is celebrating a 5 stream streak. And Danny is celebrating a 25 stream streak. There's a lot of streaks.
I've never committed to doing 20 of anything.
So 20 is a lot. 25 is a lot.
Who's done like 40 streams.
That's true.
We just commit to the next stream during
Just one at a time.
that stream.
Just one at a time.
Sure, okay.
Amanda will say, and next week we'll be playing 2. And we're like, oh, great.
You're having us back? This is crazy.
Here we go.
Amazing. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. And thank you. Hi to everybody in chat. I see y'all there. Time Roller, how you doing? What's up with you? Daniel's in here. Rapala's in here. I saw Evil Webline, Locke. I saw Michael earlier. Danny says there's a Star Wars RPG from the 90s, and that system is out of control. I believe you.
There's a surprising amount of Star Wars RPGs.
There's a lot of RPGs.
It's a lot of Star Wars. I like official ones, too. But we're playing this one because I think it's better. Don't tell Star Wars. That would be rude to say to Star Wars.
Hold on 1 second. I need to adjust this camera.
And Danny, never stop streaking. We love seeing you,
Streak.
all of you, in chat.
All of you.
All of you. People on YouTube that are watching are definitely going to be like, what are they talking about? So for my friends over on YouTube that are watching us, hello. And also, we're talking about on Twitch, when you watch a stream, there's this new thing where like it saves how many times you've watched it in a row, like so you've never missed a stream. So if you're ever over there, you can share your streak in chat, which is, I think, a very cool feature that they've added. I like how Twitch sometimes when you're watching over there, it does kind of feel like they've turned streaming, the watching experience and the streaming experience into a bit of a game. And that's what I like about it. I'm also just posting our go live notification. So, yeah.
Sure. I'm just, while you do that, I'll highlight, I adore what Danny said, which is that apparently the original Star Wars RPG was fun but not good, which is a great description in the first place. But one of the classes was just a worse version, failed Jedi as opposed to Jedi. I think
just
that's
a Jedi but bad. Which
but
I
bad.
Think that's so good. I feel like bad wizard would just be a great D&D class. Like it's a wizard, but I don't know. You get worse spell slots.
See, the thing is that I would pick it is the silly thing. That is just
totally
true
would.
about me.
Yeah.
That's who I am. Yeah. Okay. So
have we ever played a game by this designer before?
No, we haven't. Riley's done a bunch of excellent games, but I've been waiting to pull out Galactic for a while now. And today's finally the day. Some of the other games that Riley's done, it's been a long time. I see a lot, partly because we have both made duet games on Twitch that have gotten some traction. So I often share a little collection spot with Riley's. It's been a long time. And it is a cool game. Oh, Venture and Dungeon is a huge one from Riley. That's actually 2 games, but they're kind of like, they're one package. It's traditional high fantasy, but of course also kind of not traditional at the same time. I don't know. Just all of Riley's stuff is really cool. My personal favorite stuff are Riley's things that are called not quite games. I really like all of the little like game poems.
What's a not quite game?
It's like a
game, but not quite.
Yeah, it's at the risk of classifying the art of anyone else, I'll refer to something that's not the pieces that we're talking about from Riley. One of my favorite examples of what could now be considered a game poem or a lyric game are actually the works of Yoko Ono, who back in the 1960s made a series of pieces called Grapefruit.
Okay.
Grapefruit includes, I'll just read one out. Conversation piece. Bandage any part of your body. If people ask about it, make a story and tell. If people do not ask about it, draw their attention to it and tell. If people forget about it, remind them of it and keep telling. Do not talk about anything else. 1962 summer.
Wow.
There's a lot of really, really good ones. I'm trying to find my absolute favorite, but like, there's just like, some of them are impossible to play Like this one is called Blood Piece, and it says, use your blood to paint. Keep painting until you faint. A. Keep painting until you die. B. 1960 spring. I suppose you could do that, but you shouldn't.
You should not do
Probably not.
Oh, okay. I found my favorite one. Tape piece 3. Snow piece. Take a tape of the sound of the snow falling. This should be done in the evening.
Okay.
Do not listen to the tape. Cut it and use the strings to tie gifts with. Make a gift wrapper if you wish, using the same process with a phono sheet. I don't know. It's instructions. Some of them make you imagine things. Some of them ask you to do things. All of them are quite whimsical and make you think about a daily life in a different way.
I feel
would
like
it be worth it to say that like a lyric game, I don't know, is like a game where the main joy or product of it is not in the playing?
Perhaps,
Is that possible?
but some people make lyric games and consider them eminently playable.
Okay.
For me, the experience of imagining is the experience of play in most lyric games. I've written a few, maybe 30 myself. I haven't published any of them, but I like to read them and I like to write them, and I like when other people make them and I can go, haha, that's great. I love that. Good job.
I feel like I got a series of games when I was at PAX that are like philosophy games.
Oh.
That I feel like at some point, Kurt, we need to play together. Oh, I'm freezing.
That's true.
Freezing.
That might be my fault, folks. I have given Amanda.
No, I'm back.
Oh, great.
I think it's
this
my
overlay's
camera.
a little extra.
My camera. I don't know if it's the overlay or if it's just that my camera sometimes struggles. But worst case, I know how to fix it. So if we need to, we'll fix it. Hey, it's Riley.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hello. That's exciting.
That's super exciting. Thanks for joining us. Can we take a moment to appreciate the overlay as well? Because this overlay freaking moves. And my boy Kurt made that. And he didn't necessarily, when this week began, know any of the tools required to make something like that. But now he does.
You're not wrong. I did learn Blender last night in a hubris-addled haze. It was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I made a little low-poly Jedi, and then made her rotate around. I don't know. It's so fun.
Also, hi, Christopher, over on YouTube. Hello.
Hey, folks. Well, Amanda, are you all good on your socials? Shall we do some games?
I am so good on my socials, yes. Also, I just gave a
Woo!
shout out to Riley. I don't believe Riley streams, but if you wanted to give her a follow, I would highly recommend you could do that. She obviously makes cool stuff. I already know because it was recommended by Kurt that we play this, and already based on what has been described to me, I know I'm going to like it. So you should do that. Also, I did plug the game again in chat, so if anyone does want to check it out as well, it's there for you. It's also in the video. It's going to be in the video description on Twitch, and it's also in the video description if you guys are watching on YouTube. So, yay.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
Great.
Let's do it.
So what we're going to do here, Anthony, Amanda, you are both familiar with the Wanderhome system.
Yes.
We played a whole campaign of it recently, for those who might remember, having watched things recently on the channel. Basically, this game is driven by tokens,
yes,
which we will use to do things and emphasize certain points in a story. We are also going to each have a playbook and then also sort of share elements of the setting that we'll use to tell a cool story. Now, we might as well start off by picking out a playbook that calls out to you. We have an ace pilot. We have an equivalent of a Jedi called a Nova. We have the defector from the Mandate, which is the evil sort of governmental force across the galaxy. We have the diplomat, a princess, a duke, a diplomat, the scoundrel, and the mechanic.
Fun.
What's calling out? What's calling out?
I kind of want to be the diplomat.
Hell yeah.
Please.
Also, Danny, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Jace, aka Riley, in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And welcome on into the Fang Gang, Riley. Happy to have you here with us as we play this game. I'm very excited. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys, what do you, what's calling to you?
I want you to be the diplomat, so bad.
Yeah? All right, great.
Yeah. I was feeling scoundrel or defector, I think, were the first things that were exciting.
Oh,
Thank
grab
you for the
Scoundrel.
hydrate.
That's just so fun.
Me?
Yeah, grab it.
All right, I grabbed it.
Oh, I feel like I missed a hydrate earlier, too. I did. I missed 2 hydrates.
Shoot. We're very unhydrated. What about you, Kurt?
Oh, I've been hydrating the whole time.
No, what character do you want to play?
Oh, that wasn't even a joke. That was just me losing my mind. I think I'm going to be the ace today. I think that just seems like a lot of fun, which intriguingly means that we won't have our Jedi analog in this, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to hide the sheets that we are not using, the playbooks. And here's what we'll do. Everybody has a few things that they'll be picking to establish their characters. You should have a drop-down menu in the sheet that I've prepared for us to play this. And for those of you who are listening along at home, I will say that the fun thing about this is that every playbook has its own like colorful set of options to sort of establish who you are.
Cool.
I've got a set of smiles to choose from, a kind of eyes I might have, like fierce or kind or earnest. Oh, some of these are a bit of a twist.
Ooh.
Bit of a twist.
Bit of a twist.
A bit of a twist.
I'm looking at my looks. I've got a laughing smile, an open smile, a cocky smirk, a fond smile. I have so many different smiles.
Oh, I love
crooked
fond smile.
Yeah, fond smile's good.
What'd you
also,
find?
crooked grin. Kind of like that one too. Or a secret smile or a wistful smile.
Oh, wow.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna follow Kurt's joy here. A fond smile. I think that's a good random generator in my brain. Push me in a new direction. What did you just choose there, Amanda?
I don't know. I chose adept code switching.
That is very cool. These sound like cool. So the rest of them are about voice. So it strikes me as that like you're really good at like fitting, code switching, fitting into the context that you are currently in.
Yeah, perhaps you
Yeah.
have a very formal register which you employ for high society events. But then if you're just on the ship, you'll say it as it needs to be.
Right.
said.
So I'm tonal shifting. Is that what you guys think? I have like different ways of speaking depending on
Yeah.
flexible.
Yes, that's what
I like
code switching is.
I like that. All right. That works for me.
What'd
Also,
you
Bored
choose
to
over
Play,
there?
thank you so much for following over on Twitch. Welcome on
Oh.
in.
Nice.
Got a new follow over there. Yeah.
Riley's killing it in the chat.
Also, if you are new to the channel, hello. I'm Amanda. I'm a variety streamer, and also tonight is our indie RPG stream night. So we play indie RPGs, little one-shots, and it's delightful and fun. So I'm excited for anyone new coming in. Feel free to say hi if you feel like it. Also, I added lurk commands for those that wanted them. And there's also a special command that I'm not going to tell you about, but maybe you'll find it.
But if you can find it.
Now
It's
people
quite
are
a
just
treat.
going to be writing exclamation mark and
Everything,
all
yeah.
manner of ridiculous nonsense. That's not the dream.
I don't know. For me, it is.
Now I know. Who am I to tell you what the dream is?
Guys, we can't be distracted anymore because this game's amazing. In the style options.
I think I'm
what
going to
were the
have
first options?
a disarming smile.
Oh, okay, sweet.
That makes sense.
That's a good one.
One look and that's all it takes. What is
Nice.
in the style that you've just picked, Anthony?
In style, one of the options is lots of capes. Not just cape, not just I'm wearing a cape, but lots of capes.
Lots of
Which
capes.
is incredible. How many capes can one person wear?
I mean, you can never have too many capes.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, this is fun.
What you see?
First of all, my favorite thing from my playbook so far has been neon coveralls, which
Ooh.
is something that I wear. Like, I mean, look at me. Only this is a costume. This is just my favorite sweater. So I think neon coveralls has to happen. Shout out to my partner for this sweater.
I'm gonna have. That sounds useful.
My character needs to have a mustache, which is like just unreasonably long and ornate. So I'm gonna insert that one, I think, if I can, maybe. Yeah, there you go. I've given myself a too long mustache, as long as my lots of capes.
I like it. Also,
That's all you
Rapallo,
want.
that's fine. I appreciate you testing out the lurk. There it is. Everyone can see it in its glory.
Right now, for those at home, I am choosing some NPCs who my character has connections to, just so that we have some extra characters to bounce around during this. Every character gen has a few of those for each character, and I love the options. Much like in Wanderhome, NPCs have like a trait, which is a move that they get to do, which is just fun, just fun. Okay, my character's spun up, so I am going to start plopping some, I almost said kith, which are what the not player characters are known as in this.
Can I hear more about Amanda's character as you're working on Amanda?
Yes.
You've picked out some cool things, and I want to know what this character looks like.
Yeah, so my character's style is metallic accents. I have a concealed blaster. And I have a signature hairstyle. And I'm imagining
which one?
I'm imagining like it's like my hair
Snakes.
looks like a triangle on top of my head. So like
This is excellent.
I feel like
So
this
it's like an inverted triangle, like it's like this.
yeah.
I feel like that could be
Like
a
pointing
sleigh,
down,
though.
like an arrow kind
Don't
of.
look at me as I say this. I think it could be a sleigh, though.
I think it could be a sleigh. Yeah.
It feels like one of Marge Simpson's sisters. I feel like there's a vibe out there, right?
Yeah. It is very Marge-esque. I'm also imagining like kind of golden hair or maybe bronzy, but I'm imagining that my hair is like also metallic.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And I also have some core beliefs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is that
Actually, we don't, for the record.
Oh, yeah,
Only
you
Amanda's
don't.
character gets core beliefs.
Only I do, but my core beliefs are the space between will always show the way, and violence is necessary for creating a peaceful future.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
Whoa.
sound very like... I wanted to say like swarmy. I don't know if that's the word.
Swarmy.
Yeah.
Like
Swarthy? Swarthy? Is that a word?
Swarthy is a word, yeah.
I think that's just like
No, that's
like
not
a
what I was
coloration.
Yeah, that's just a coloration. I'm thinking of... Am I thinking of swarmy?
Isn't that your friend?
Not swarmy. Swarmy with an A. No, that's just when something
what does it mean in your mind, Amanda?
Smarmy. That's what I'm thinking of. Smarmy.
That's a word, and that makes sense.
We're there. We've got there.
Okay, I can see it.
We've come
Triangle
full circle.
hair,
Yes.
metallic accents.
I feel
Violence is necessary
smarmy.
for creating. Smarmy. Interesting.
Apparently, unctuous is a like synonym for smarmy, which I did not know.
Unctuous.
Unctuous is like a mouthfeel you never want to hear anybody say in real life.
I know, like you
Unctuous.
never hear that word used. Or fulsome.
And I don't want to. It's so much worse than like people clown on moist, but moist is fine.
Right.
Unctuous is like, oof. Apparently you can use it on people though. I did look it up in my skepticism.
Yeah, excessively or ingratiatingly flattering, oily. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a bit of that in this character, though, for sure. Whoever this character is, we'll find out.
On the
Unctuous
scoundrel character
Marmy.
sheet. Oh,
Unctuous Marmy is my
Fine, unctuous.
glupshido. This is actually a great idea. Should this be this character's name? You have prompted.
unctuous smarmy.
I think I'm just gonna call them Smarmy Unked. What do you think?
Kurt loves it.
Do it. You have to do it now, I
Yes,
guess.
Smarmy Unct. That's their name. UNCKT.
UNCKT.
Yeah.
Unked.
That's Zer's name. Their pronouns are Zim and Zer.
Nice.
Zim and Zer.
Zim and Zer. What you engender in others. Okay.
Ooh, what do you engender others?
That's a good question.
Over on the scoundrel character sheet, there's two sections. One is you have, and one is you lost. And I was only going through an order, so I was looking at the you have ones. I was like, okay, I have a favor owed from someone powerful. I have hope for a way out. But then the you've lost ones are exactly the same options. So you can have lost all the things that you could have, and it's very cool.
That's
So.
cool.
Originally I chose to have a real friend because something about that seemed, I was like, okay, yeah, that seems humanizing, it's connecting, I like
Hi,
that.
Sai.
But then I realized, then I realized I could have lost a real friend, and that story is even better. So I have now lost a real friend.
No.
And I've also lost that trusty ship that I stole that one time.
Oh,
It's been stolen
dang
from me
it.
again
Dang it.
through pirate fashion.
This feels very, this feels very Star Wars, but I already feel like, to me, it also feels a little bit like getting some Hitchhiker's Guide vibes in a good way.
Yeah.
Which I
Not because I'm wearing tinfoil on my head, but
I mean, it could be our wardrobe here. I feel like all of us.
what do you engender in others, Amanda? What does wait
Smarmy Unct.
engender in others?
Yes, Smarmy Unct engenders righteous anger and respect.
Ooh, I
Because
like
I
that.
like that as a weird combination. Like, people are like, oh gosh, I don't know if they're angry at me, though. I might just be making them angry at other things.
Mhm.
The mandate, right? Like, there's
Yeah,
an
the
evil
mandate.
empire that we're
Yeah.
trying to tackle here.
Yeah, righteous
Yeah.
anger. But it could also be at me. It depends on the scenario,
Sometimes.
maybe.
I think on both sides. Yeah, I can see it.
But I like the idea that, like, I make them angry, but then they also are like, yeah, respect. Also, a
Respect.
redeem mode, a sing mode was redeemed.
Kurt, do you
By
want to tell us
Rapallet.
about your NPC relationship?
Well, briefly, I will describe how NPCs work inside of this game. In this game, NPCs use and gain some tokens, but there's no count. This is because tokens are only tracked by a series of factions they act for, such as scum and villainy or the space between. So we think about what faction they act for when we use them. When we use them, that's what we do.
Wow, that was really good. I was.
Okay.
I think that's. What are you going to say, Anthony?
I was gonna say pop quiz, Amanda. Tell me what he said, because I found it very hard to pay attention. I was having too much fun.
I think what he said is that there's NPCs
Correct.
that
I heard that too.
have relationships.
My partner and I called this a plants are nice moment, which is if you're falling asleep when being read to, and all you can remember is that plants are nice.
That's a very inside
what I said
joke.
was that NPCs have token moves, but they
Oh,
don't actually
yes.
keep tokens.
Right.
Instead, they there's token totals that are part of the 4 factions of the game.
That's right.
So when an NPC acts, they act in alignment with one of these sort of sections of society, and so we draw from or give to those token totals.
Okay.
I'll address it later. I just thought that was the most useful thing I could say at the time.
I feel like that was very useful, and thank you for repeating it as well.
I got applause from my partner in the other room, so now I'm embarrassed sweating in my sweater. But that's fine.
So good, I love it.
Charming.
Also, Locke, I always have a towel. Yes, always. You can't see it.
It looks like it's just NPCs left for you two, eh?
Yep.
What you thinking?
Lots of good options. I love to connect threads together. So one of the options here is the mercenary friend who stole from me and left, and I can just only imagine that my stolen ship may be related to this in some way. So I think I'm picking that one. But there's also Oh, yes, Kurt?
Never mind. You finish your also, and then I'll put out my brain cup popcorn.
Okay, okay. One of the options is a cunning or attuned one night stand who's a mandate officer now, and
Ooh.
that just sounds like I wanna see that scene, so I have to choose it. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that these
These
adjectives
are
that are
so good. These relationships. These are so good. I I am so impressed already by
oh, the
this
last
game.
one you just chose them is so good. I don't want to say because I want to take the fun from you, but ooh,
It's the first one too in the drop down, and when I saw it, I was like, "Yeah, I need that."
absolutely. Tell them, tell them, tell them.
Okay, so I have my analytical or awkward translation droid. Do we decide now, or should we just decide when they come in what we want them
So
to be?
I've already been sort of drafting them up as I go, but I
Okay.
had some time. Do you mind if this is the same droid as the droid on my side?
I'm cool with that. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
I think that would be great. Mine is anxious. Are you thinking analytical or awkward?
Um, well, if you're thinking anxious, I feel like awkward is very hilarious with anxious. We just
I
have
do
this
love that.
this droid that's like constantly uncomfortable.
I think we're going to see a lot of Model 4.3, which is
Especially
what this droid is named.
nice, especially a translation droid. That's just what you want, an anxious, awkward translation droid.
Ah,
Oh my gosh. I also have my cocky or protective X, who's only sort of an X.
ooh,
Um,
ooh, love
yeah.
that.
Interesting.
Uh, I'll have to
I almost
decide.
I almost volunteered my character to be that, but then I realized I'm not an NPC, so I cannot.
Oh,
That is true. You're not.
yeah. I think I'm leaning more towards my cocky X, who's only sort
Cool.
of an X.
Are
Love
you
that.
keeping track of this here somewhere, Kurt? I'm
I
looking at the
am,
NPCs.
yes. I
Yeah?
sure am.
See
Okay,
this.
great.
And
Thank
then
you, Kurt.
my last one is my missing twin.
Oh, it's just so good, guys. Wait. What else does this say? My missing twin.
They are faithful or dramatic. I think they're dramatic.
Are they like
Dramatic
an
missing
evil twin,
twin.
or are you on the same side?
Um, it doesn't specify, but
I'm asking
you're just
Amanda.
asking for me to flush that out.
How dare you
I
ask her to
think.
make things up?
Well, now that you said, are they evil? I mean, I kind of want to have an evil twin because that sounds very dramatic. It sounds like what they would be. They love drama.
Very dramatic.
Maybe they're evil just because for the drama. Like they're not. I don't know if they really even believe in the cause.
Ooh, I do kind of love that when someone's just like, "Hey, this is fun for me."
Yeah, they just want to do the opposite of what I'm doing. That would classically be my twin. They really like to strike out on their own. So
I think it's come that special time of day when Kurt takes the metal off of his ears because
I don't
turns
love
out
this time
it's,
of day.
I know. And that's how it goes.
He gets so much more comfortable and less rigid in the frame.
also, everyone with all of their commands in chat are giving me so many so many inspirations for different commands I could have. I like the idea of unlurking and you can like return. I should do that. That sounds fun. Also, Christopher over on YouTube is asking, would that be a protocol droid? I think. Sorry, the emote button. These things. Hold on. Yeah, would that be a
Sorry, we're new
protocol
to
droid?
YouTube.
Don't know
No,
what
it's
these words
the
mean.
emote things like where I can tap these hearts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's always
Wait,
in the way.
is R2 a protocol droid or no? C3PO is a protocol droid,
C3PO
right?
is a protocol droid, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a protocol droid then, I think. I think you're right, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, C3PO is also a translator. Protocol droid does also translate. It does both those things. So yeah, I would imagine maybe like a C3PO, but I'm imagining our droid to be smaller. I don't think they're
Sure.
like quite that size. Not life size, maybe.
Wife size?
Anthony, do you
Life
think the
size.
bounty hunter is with just like general villainy or the mandate? Just as I fill this in.
The bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter is on Anthony's character's tail.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I haven't actually said that out loud yet. Okay, I'm just gonna review myself on the factions. So, and I'll say them out loud again just for other people. So the space between is like our force, the thing that connects between people. The mandate is like an evil empire. The liberation is the force fighting against them. Scum and villainy, criminals. Okay, I see. Okay, I think scum and villainy we're going to put the bounty hunter on. I think there's some chance that I have been involved in scams and assassinations of important people on both sides of the liberation mandate, side. So I think it's possible that, even the liberation has set out bounty hunter on me. So.
Ooh, all right, liberation bounty hunter. Why not?
Oh, I see. They do slot in or slotting underneath each one. Okay,
Now,
I gotcha.
officially, there's not like you don't have to align them, but I'm, for our ease of reference, putting them in a column that corresponds to their most likely.
But mechanically in game, right? Like when I need them to be associated with one of the factions for token moves, right?
Yeah, but
No?
it doesn't have to
Could
be
change.
one faction.
Yeah, okay.
So
This
people
is
can
just
be
for-
multi-factions?
Yeah, this is just for
Oh.
ease of reference that I'm
Okay.
putting. Each time they do something, you think, what are they acting in spirit of, basically?
Daniel is asking, we are going to find out the mystery command, right? I mean,
Hard to say.
maybe. We'll see.
If you search hard enough,
We'll
you're not.
we'll see if you find it out. I might share it at some point in the chat if I'm feeling spicy.
A little spicy. Mm-hmm. And I think we only have one NPC left then. Do you want to tell us about that, Anthony?
One NPC left?
Yeah, your middle NPC.
Oh yeah, I think I mentioned it, but I do have an attuned one-night stand who's a mandate officer now.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is it my missing
Your twin?
twin?
No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's-
it is. And I can't tell the difference.
Wow, you can't tell the difference.
Right?
Well, they always
never?
do like to change their look from mine. So, like I said, maybe
I actually
they've.
did slightly miss that part. So they're not identical. What's the vibe?
No, they're my missing twin, but I said they literally are working with the mandate just because they want to be like on the opposite side from me.
Right.
Independence.
They're very
Right.
dramatic, and so I was like, I feel like that is a thing that they would do. They would be like an evil twin because they just kind of try to do whatever I'm not doing, so they can. They're trying to, they're trying to carve out their own path. And as much as I don't agree with some of their actions, I do respect that about them. We got lumped into a lot of the same stuff together growing up, like in grade 2,
Sports.
in sports, we're in the
Had to
same
do the
class.
spelling bee.
Yeah, our parents used to dress us the exact same. We both had, at that time, parallelogram hair. It was like a whole...
Oh man,
yeah,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have photos if you want to see them.
Being too similar to your siblings is pretty terrible, especially when you're a child, and I can see how it would make somebody be evil. just out of difference.
Yeah, it's like you kind of... Sometimes you got to go a different way. So, It's one of those things of... I kind of decided, I think, more my alignment earlier. I'm 2 minutes older, so...
Right.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yes.
You really lorded over them too.
Yeah. If they're still alive, I don't know. I haven't seen them in a very long time, I'm imagining. If they're missing.
Sure, yeah. Makes sense to me.
Do we have a lot more NPCs to make over here, Kurt? Because we each chose 3, so that's
I've got everything. I've got all the traits in here. I just didn't give anybody names and pronouns because that didn't feel like the thing that I should do.
Right.
Um,
I only see 6. Am I stupid?
No, you actually both chose the playbooks that have 3 NPCs. Those are the only ones that get 3.
Oh, and then there's some overlap. I see. I gotcha. I figured it out.
Ah.
I can do math.
Wow. So did we choose the ones that have the most NPCs?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, because we're cool.
That's classic us.
Classic us.
Classic.
My favorite pasta sauce.
Oh my gosh. Classic Smarmy and Yedge action right here.
Did you have a name for your twin? I'm trying to think what the funniest name to put before Unct is. Super.
Just bad.
Let's see. Smarmy and
We need more. So
Riley
just
says
Smarmy.
Paul.
Paul. Paul, just a normal name. Yeah, all right. I like
you made
it.
the game, so we have to.
I'll do
We gotta
it.
do it.
I
Do
like
something
it.
nice to it.
Smarmy and Paul.
You know,
Oh,
parents have changes of heart. You know, in that first 2 minutes, they were like, "Oh, geez, this was a mistake, actually."
Actually, we immediately regret this name.
Well, we've written it down, and that was that a pen? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a pen. Oh, shit.
Maybe it was like they had to name me after someone. Like maybe that was like, or they like lost a bet and they were like, all
Yeah,
right, we
like-
got to name this one Smarmy. And they're like, finally, this one can
Maybe
be
it was the
Paul.
compromise. Like Unct was, one parent's last name, and the deal was, well, okay, the
You get to
firstborn
name this
gets
one.
my last name.
And I'll name this one. Our parents were very different. That's why they worked so well together.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how those things work.
Yeah, they just had such different outlooks on life. One of them was just coming up with all kinds of wild names and flying around space and like basically swashbuckling. And then the other parent was, the stay-at-home dad who just had to make sure that the space grass was always only so high. Very regulated.
Huh.
Worked in bylaw, space bylaw. It just worked for them. So
Yeah, I mean, love's love, isn't it?
love's love. Sometimes you got to name one kid Smarmy and one kid Paul.
It's just how cards are dealt.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
Oh.
All right. We've almost spun up these characters here. Almost everyone has a name. Whoa! Somebody's got a big fancy name. Who is that, Anthony?
Well, my mercenary. Wait, what was it? I can't remember what the.
A mercenary friend who stole from you and then.
Oh yeah, that's right. So my mercenary friend who stole from me and left. Their full name is Millhouse Nicole Eam with the nickname Falcon. But there's we shorten the nickname. We shorten the middle name to just an initial, and they don't prefer Millhouse. They prefer Mill. So mostly you call them Mill and Eam Falcon.
Yep. You sure do.
I don't know. Amanda was talking about like naming your kid Paul for a long time. I had to do something.
You had to do something. Okay. And if we want, we can always we don't have to dwell on this too much. We can move on
Name some
to,
people as we go.
Yeah, no problems with that.
Okay.
So, maybe this would be a good time to, we'll introduce our characters maybe after we do the last setup thing, which is that each faction, as it were, each element of the galaxy has desires, has something that they want, two things that they want. For example, the Space Between might want solidarity, difficult choices, balance, intense bonds, and uncomfortable emotions, or other options. Each of the four, I guess, alignments, if you will, has two desires. These are just at the top of the homepage setting plus NPCs tab
Cool.
on your sheet. So take a little gander, see if any of them seem like poetry, seem like fun toys, and yeah.
Amanda, I think maybe you should choose the liberation ones. I feel your character's well aligned.
The liberation?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I chose some Space Between ones. I think this Space Between wants enlightenment and
Ooh.
unity with those that came before.
I love it. The scum and villainy want strings to pull,
Mmm.
and the jackpot.
Love
What you
that.
got, Amanda?
Oh my gosh, Locke, I love this story about your mom and her sister and how they used to switch places in gym class so that your aunt never had to do gymnastics. That's so cool. Man, this is making me have some like twin envy. I wish I had a twin that could swap places with me in gym class. I hated gym class. I
You don't
hated
have gym class anymore.
I know, but I'm just thinking how much more time I could have had reading if I had a twin that would have swapped with me. My sisters are twins, but I am not a twin, so dang
It's
it.
true. I've met them.
Yeah. Sounded very ominous, but yes.
I've met them.
I've met them.
met them.
Well, it's ominous because I don't know yet which one will betray us and go to the mandate.
That's true. So I chose the Desires of the Liberation. I said that they desire, they have an imagination of a better world. So they're, I think, working towards that. And they're also super into long shot missions.
Yeah, that sounds like the liberation.
Sounds like the Liberation.
You don't join up if you're not willing to put your ass on the line.
Right?
Yeah. Take a good gamble. That leaves us with the mandate to decide on. I chose unquestioned supremacy for the mandate. That just seems like good bread and butter. Does anybody else have any other ideas they want to throw in there? We've got dominion over the space between, which is pretty cool. Restoration of an old order.
Ooh.
Military expansion. Maybe just untold destruction.
I like Dominion over the space between or Restoration of an Old Order.
I feel like Dominion makes the most sense to
Pretty
me.
cool, right?
That's cool because like the space between wants unity with those that came before. So if the mandate wants like to revive an old order, maybe that's too much overlap.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe it's anyway, maybe not.
I like that.
I think it could have been great, but we've made
Also
a call
good.
and that's all
Oh,
we need
wait.
to do.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So wait, do you want Restoration?
No. I'm not a person who walks it back.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you said the other one, and then I was like, okay.
I had a moment where I was like,
Wait a
well, I
minute.
shouldn't discount how freaking cool this would be. So the walk back was
Yeah.
just me blessing an option rather than choosing it.
Both of
Sorry.
these options are honestly pretty great. All of these prompts that were given here are pretty fantastic.
It's like someone who was cool and smart wrote the game.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay. So the time has finally come. We have messed about enough. It is time to introduce our characters. And for our purposes, I am happy to lead us off.
Thanks, Kurt.
I am an ace pilot. A skilled pilot, my power comes from agility, conviction, and nerve. And my name is Delta 7. I am an android who was created by a scientist, and I want that respect. I want renown more than anything, to be seen as whole, to be seen as here.
Fair enough.
But I'm fiercely independent in my own. I have a cocky smirk and fierce eyes. I wear neon coveralls. I got an old blaster right in that holster. And a customized helmet. I like to think that's just like my head. Like it's like, I got one of those like Daft Punk style like screen head situations,
Oh, yeah.
And the expression will like blink into the next one. And I know a couple of people dearly. I have an anxious droid who is actually, in a sense, my older sibling. They are named Model 4.3, made by the same creator. More awkward, not quite got the same confidence that I do, so I took them under my wing, and we're a package deal. They're also a translation droid for our very own diplomat, who we're about to learn about. I think the only other thing to say is that there is a daring pilot who sees me as their rival. Hotshot, is the nickname that Davis has been trying to make catch on, but nobody's going to call you that, Davis.
Shut up, Davis.
Nice
Shut up,
try,
Davis.
Davis.
Sometimes people will call Davis Jr., and that's the closest to a legitimate nickname that Davis has, but nobody's going to call you Hotshot. Yeah, that's them. Oh, shoot, she, her pronouns on Delta 7 over here, and right, I'm good at scavenging and fixing ships.
Just to help me imagine, Delta 7 like looks like a humanoid-ish
Yeah, human-shaped robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very about as human-shaped as you can get without putting like weird silicone skin on stuff.
Right. Okay.
Which is not some she doesn't like that.
Nah, she's not into that. You could get the makeover, it's possible, but
She thinks it's like when you make like pulled pork tacos out of jackfruit. Like, yeah, it's gonna look and taste like jackfruit, but also maybe you should just eat beans and own your situation. Don't turn jackfruit into pulled pork.
Maybe just own your situation.
Own your situation. She's always saying that.
she's always saying that.
Wow, I already love her. Also,
And what's the
Daniel
situation?
has redeemed a hydrate, a stretch, and a posture check, friends.
Whoa, the healthful
Whoa, do it
treat.
all at once.
Don't choke.
It's too
And
late.
then
It's too late.
Kurt died. What was the cause of death? Well, 3 token requests all at once. And so is Delta 7 like her own thing? Is she free, or is she like still
Yeah.
owned?
I think it's not so much a busted out of the facility situation as much as like a maybe like the creator of us like died as they were working on Model 8. And so it was like, well, there's no heirs, so I guess you're free now.
Okay.
I
you
guess.
Ooh, Model 8. Interesting. Amanda,
Yes.
you want to introduce your character?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
I am playing.
Hello.
Hello. I am playing the diplomat. I have a position of power or influence in the galaxy. The galaxy? The galaxy.
The Galaxy is what we call it here.
All right, the galaxy. And my power comes from my leadership, my negotiation, and my strategy. Sounds like Smarmy Unked. Smarmy Unked is my name. Politickin' is my game. My pronouns are Zimzer. I have a very disarming smile. And I am adept at code switching. So my tone will change depending on the people I'm talking to and the situation. And I am wearing tons of stuff that has metallic accents. Picture like just a vest with like way too many like pins and things on it that are all kind of sticking out, and big metallic boots that go up to like almost the top of my leg with like really tall stilettos on them.
Ooh.
I got little tiny gloves that only cover this part of my hand and my thumb.
Is it a fashion statement or did they have some hyper specific purpose?
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find
We'll
out.
find out.
I wear a ton of rings. I have a hat that does not really fit on top of my hair because my hair is in this giant triangle.
Yeah,
it's my
how's that work?
signature hairstyle. It's like an upside down triangle, like almost like an arrow pointing down onto my head. So the hat is kind of like I'm imagining on the back of my head, so you can really only see it from behind. And then there's like little parts of it that maybe kind of like stick out. So it almost looks like I have antenna if you're standing in front of me. But then if you're standing behind, you can see the hat. And the hat is very choice. It is swirly. It kind of looks like if you were looking into the Milky Way. That's what my hat looks like. And I got a bodysuit on. I'm imagining, that is also like a triangle shape. But I'm picturing it kind of like a wrestling uniform almost.
Wow.
Hold on.
Underneath my vest.
Is the outfit triangle or triangle?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's pointing down. I think all the arrows point down.
So you got like crazy shoulder pads, like freaking huge shoulder
Yeah,
pads.
coming out like under the vest. Like they go like this and then kind of going down. Kind of picture, I'm imagining kind of an aesthetic that is like in the original Dune movie, like
Oh, yeah.
Fate's weird. What is that? Like a metal loincloth or whatever he wears?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's kind of that vibe. 90s mall rat outfit. Yeah, I mean, definitely has some vibes that are similar, I would say. And I also have a concealed blaster. Ooh, where do I keep that in this outfit?
So many options.
In one shoulder or the other. You got
Ooh,
space.
one in both?
I like this. There's one in at least one of these shoulders. No one ever knows
we don't know which one. Ooh.
Ooh.
So every time I reach to adjust my shoulder, there's some people that know where I keep my blasters are like,
Yeah. I'm imagining like a great moment
Smarmy
when someone
going
tries
for
to, like, grab your blaster and you're
Yeah.
like, not that shoulder today, honey.
just adjusting.
Is Zim ambidextrous, or is it just sometimes you're reaching with your left hand and you're like, okay, well, this was the price of concealment?
Zim is left-handed, but their feet are ambidextrous.
Cool.
Well, I hope that comes in handy. Funny.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And their beliefs are that the space between will always show the way. They're very in tune with the space between, I think, and try to listen always to it.
Nice.
They also believe that violence is necessary for creating a peaceful future.
What's this as a great piece of future?
What they engender in others is righteous anger and respect.
Nice.
And their relationships we already know about. So yeah, they obviously have their translation droid, who we know is both anxious and awkward, and their cocky ex. So are we gonna introduce the NPCs after? I mean, we already kind of talked about them. I guess I could tell you about my cocky ex because I did make them.
Please.
My cocky ex is Sir Modem.
Ooh.
He, him pronouns. And Sir Modem, Sir is spelled all caps, by the way. He's a sort of ex of Smarmy, not quite, who is basically just looking to get their phone charger back. Left it at my place.
Okay.
A few months ago.
Okay.
High stakes.
Trying to get
You
that
always
phone
know how to
charger
set
back.
up.
Actually, what if it is high
Good
stakes?
taste,
What if, like, universal communicators are hard to come by? And,
Yeah,
like,
you can't, like, it
Charger
might
would
be
super
one of
help.
those universal communicators that the charger is really specific and you actually have to travel like light years to get a new one.
Yeah. Ooh, it's like a milled crystalline shape. It's like
What a
sort
time
of
for
one
me
of
to
those
freeze.
power crystals that you like slide in and it's like like the whole thing glows once it's in, you know.
And yeah, and that's basically all I chose for them. Do I choose traits for them? No.
You
I
have
could.
traits. You
Cocky.
have traits.
Yeah.
They're cocky.
Yeah, he's cocky.
And his actions that he can do is he can insert himself into someone's conversation or plan and give them a token. He can make a wrong-headed assumption about someone and give them a token when acted upon.
You love that.
Yeah.
You love
Nice.
that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that everybody?
That charger. Yep.
Yeah, because the droid is my my older brother, I guess, of
Oh yeah.
sorts.
And did you do your missing twin?
Oh, missing twin. No, but we know all about
We
Paul.
do. We do know about Paul. Good old Paul. All
Oh,
right.
also, I like that Daniels is said earlier to keep my my blaster in my triangle hair.
Yeah,
Also, an excellent place.
that seems like it'll work great.
Reminds me of a TikTok I saw where a woman took a whole bottle and a glass out of her hair and then poured herself a drink, and I was like, wow, what a life. It's a lot of hair.
Tonight, I will be playing the Scoundrel. I'm a member of the underbelly of the galaxy, and my power comes from my connections, my recklessness, and my criminal history. My character's name is Yej Rupkin, a name that I chose in the first 30 seconds of playing this game just because I could not wait to make a Star Wars name. Um, uh, Yej uses they, them pronouns. And the first thing you'll notice about Rej is that hand. It's always out to shake, to give you a good shake, to ploy some compliments, to smooth over an awkward social situation. It's the first thing you notice. But there's something behind sort of the fast talking, charismatic exterior, a smile. Most smiles of people like Yej are false in some way, well rehearsed. But Yej's smile is genuinely fond, especially of people that they think deserve it. A kindness and warmth that comes out too quickly for someone in their position. Because you see, Yej makes their money conning wealthy and powerful people. Early on in life, Yej has figured out that power and wealth are very easily faked. Rich people are just like anybody else. They like someone who smiles and says nice things. They like someone who can tell them the things they're looking for, the things they're looking to hear. And so it's easy, as it is for anyone, to twist them the way you'd like. It's a good way of making a living, but sometimes you need a more powerful incentive, a bigger jackpot, as it were. And so here and there, with my talents of sneaking into high society, I can play a different sort of trick, a different sort of con on a wealthy person, one that ends up taking their life. I'll take the occasional assassination contract here and there if necessary. But it does burn many of my bridges that I require for my other work, so I'm hesitant. Yes, when they walk into a party or a space pig race, you'll first see there are many capes, multicolored, silvery and metallic on the underside, deep blues and yellows, greens, striped reds and whites, all layered on top of each other. Different fabrics, chiffons, heavy leathers, all sort of flowing over top of each other. This cape sort of changing with every week, with every season. Big, bold eyeshadow and metallic studs across their cheekbones, big golden hoops on their ears, and perhaps most noticeably, a curled mustache, but not just like a single twirled around curl, but like many curls all sort of around each other, layered, tessellating out from their upper lip.
What?
Wow.
I have a favor owed to me from someone powerful. I haven't jerked around every powerful person I've met. Here and there, I have made a real connection, or maybe saved somebody instead of taking what I could have. Someone up high, in the mandate owes me a favor.
Oh.
And even though I've gotten myself in deep, I'm in more trouble than I could easily get out of given a decade. I still have hope that someday I will find a way to get out of all this, for this life to leave me alone. I used to have a close friend, a real close friend, someone who had been with me from the beginning, named Mill. And me and Mill were co-pilots. We flew our ship together, the Han Solo, I mean, we were that classic pilot team. But she took my ship in the middle of the night without explanation, and disappeared, stranding me on some godforsaken planet, and I still don't know why. And that encompasses everything I've lost all in once. There you go. Perfect. A real friend and a ship that I stole. I did also steal it, so it's only fair. And yeah, I've talked about the jobs I tend to do. I've talked about some of my relationships. I have a mercenary friend, that's Mill, who stole from me and left. I do have an attuned, into the space one night stand, who's now a mandate officer and happens to be the twin of a certain smarmy unct, and they look quite similar, so perhaps hijinks will ensue. I think that Paul, as it were, my one night stand, because of that attuned nature that Paul has, Paul always had a sense like our paths cross too many times for it to be reasonable, and I think that Paul does it on purpose. But who's to say? Yeah, and there's finally, I've been doing bad stuff and killing people, and I kill indiscriminately. I have a good heart, but sometimes you want somebody to liberation killed, and I don't know. It's money. They're not all good on that side either. So I've recently, yeah, maybe a couple years back, I had a successful assassination on a high up liberation member. And Deliberation hasn't taken kindly to this.
You ate the rich a little bit. Who's to
Yeah, just a
say
little
it
bit.
wasn't justified?
Yeah. So now on my tail, constantly, is a like green, bulbous, strange, besuited alien bounty hunter named Zerog. Zerog Ravity. And he's always on my back. He's observant. He's hard to shake. So that's always looking for me. That's me.
Right. So now we have one more thing, which is that we have a little point of connection. Now that we know who each other are, there's going to be some kind of spicy little character question that's going to connect us to each of our friends. Now, for our purposes, there's a player on the left and a player on the right. Let's just use sheet left and sheet right, as opposed to virtual clockwise, which we're so wont to do. For those who don't know what virtual clockwise is, that's fine. It's not real.
It's
virtual clockwise isn't real, and it can't hurt you. I think I've got a couple questions. So, Anthony, how has Delta 7 put herself in danger for Yej recently?
Oh, great question. So I think that we know each other. I'm a fine pilot in my right, not as good as you, but we've seen each other around the shipyards. And recently, while trying to negotiate on a new ship with a friend of yours, you caught sight of Zerog, the bounty hunter on my tail, and looking for me, and you sort of rushed through the shipyards and alerted me and gave me just enough time to get out alive. And I think that I'm sort of surprised that you would put yourself out there like that for me, and I think I owe you one.
Great. And Smarmy, how has our relationship changed recently?
How has our relationship changed recently?
Yeah.
Well, you started to romance my translation droid. And I...
Wait, no, that's my canonical brother.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I forgot about that part.
Robo brother.
Robo brother.
Robro is not going to be involved
Robro.
in this
Fair.
hanky panky.
That's fair. I forgot about that part. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Right, because it's made by the same creator.
Right. It's not like we're related, but both of us are like one time it was late at night in the like scrapyard where we were held for a while before like being released. And one of us turned to the other one and was like, "What do you think it would be like if?" And then it was like, "No, no, oh, gross."
Oh my gosh.
That'd actually be really unpleasant.
All right. Well, I'm going to say that... How has our relationship changed? I think our relationship has changed in that you have decided to join me in a super secret mission.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And you found out about it. You heard me on my comms talking to someone. And you asked a few questions about it where I could tell that I had to make a call of whether or not to like completely shut you out or like let you in. And I decided to let you in on it, so we're in on it together. It's one of those long shot missions, so I don't know if we'll be able to do it.
This is the whole premise, I think, actually, then.
And I think maybe this is recent. I think this maybe happened like a week ago.
Yeah. Oh, and I think I called Yezhin because I was like, I know someone who's a bit of a dastard.
Yeah.
But also, they owe me.
Exactly.
Great. Each of you also has 2 little questions to voice out into the world.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I've got one for you, Kurt. How have I grown on you recently?
That first handshake was gross, unctuous even. I've never enjoyed handshakes because it's hard getting the like pressure level right to make it. There's an art to it that I've never quite mastered.
It's an uncanny valley problem.
But after a passage of time, you know, we'd socialized around. I think even at the scrapyard, like you might have been one of the first people who introduced themselves to me, and I was like, ugh, I don't like this human shaky, rattles my bolts. But then I think time passed, and I got a little more experience interacting with like broader society. You know, I came into my own. I made my reputation for myself, and then we met again. You offered that handshake, and inwardly, I might have rolled my eyes, but I extended that hand, and it was the perfect handshake. And then I saw you in a whole different light. Every action was a choice and an opportunity. So I think long story short, respect. I gained a lot of respect for you in that moment.
Just a quick follow-up question. When you helped me, when you saved me from Zerog, was it selfless or selfish?
I think it was just, it was impulse programmed into me even, maybe. You know, you protect life, even when it's complicated.
Interesting. All right, so respect. I can ask you a question, Amanda, while I'm going.
Do it.
You're going.
Okay, we kind of have a nice little premise going on here. What did you know about me before we met? Then seems like a nice little setup.
Yeah.
What did I know about you when we met that changed? Is that what you just said?
No, what did you know about me before we met? So maybe we're about to meet, maybe we've just met, but perhaps you've heard my name before. I've definitely been up to some shit.
Before you met, I knew that you were someone that could turn invisible. That was a rumor that I heard. That you apparently could turn invisible, and that you have a pirate ship somewhere.
Yeah. Have I ever done anything terrible, con to assassination to somebody that you work with or care about?
Me?
Yep, still talking to you.
That's right.
Something someone that I've worked with or care about?
Yeah, I'm doing my tricks to all those high up diplomats and politicians.
Right. Which includes your ilk, Smarmy.
I think you have not done anything directly bad to me.
Great.
But I think that I did have an old acquaintance who used to like make the gloves that I wear. That apparently
Those stupid gloves.
Yeah, had a shipment go missing, they said. And they said that you were responsible for it. And because of you, nothing dastardly, but there was a certain type of gloves that were coming in, and I couldn't get them.
Great. I love this.
Yeah, so that
right.
is a bit unfortunate. And then I think that's when I started looking into you, and then that's when I started to hear all this other stuff, and I was like, wow, who is this person? This
They can
person
turn
sounds
invisible?
crazy. You can turn invisible, and apparently somewhere you keep a pirate ship. I don't know. I was like, is it filled with treasure? And people were like, I don't know. It's just what I heard.
See, this is sad because that beautiful ship was stolen.
It was stolen.
So it really is just a legend now.
Yeah.
Maybe both of those things aren't true anymore.
Maybe not. But my question is the pirate ship the spaceship, or do you keep a pirate ship in your spaceship? I don't know. I was
Right,
very confused.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Because
You got some questions for us?
I do. I have some questions for you. I would like to know. Let me go to the right player sheet here. So, Anthony, when it comes to Yedge,
When it comes to them.
what agreement did we come to recently?
Ooh, okay. Okay. Okay, so let's say that we've met. Model 7, sorry, right, Kurt? Model 7.
Delta 7.
Delta 7.
Yeah.
Delta 7.
My brother's model. I'm Delta. I think Delta was picked because speed.
Because what?
Because speed. Whoosh,
Oh,
whoosh.
Fast,
I'm
fast.
an ace pilot.
As an ace pilot,
Nice.
yeah.
So we have been introduced to each other. Amanda, I would get the sense that you might not love Yedge right off the top. Or at least you might feel a little unsure about them.
Yeah.
Is that true? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we've recently come to an agreement. So I think that for your own sanity,
Yes.
and in order to not maybe dislike me any more than you already do,
Yes.
you have made me swear not to tell you anything else about my various escapades.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about it. It's better if I don't know. And if I know, I don't want to know. Just stop it.
If I
don't know
know,
about
I
Paul.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about anything. I feel like
yes,
I know very little.
importantly, I have not told you about Paul.
That's great. I don't want to know. I think maybe you tried. I think maybe you came up to me and you're like, there's one thing that I probably should tell you. And I was like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard enough.
That's right.
I don't want to know.
Are you sure?
Are you-
'Cause this one really
no.
relevant.
I need you to swear to me you're going to stop telling me this stuff. A lot of it's incriminating. I can't know this. I don't want to know this. I've heard enough.
Good, I love this. And
Right.
one final question for Kurt. And then our network, our beautiful tapestry is woven.
And that's also your question, Amanda.
Yes.
Cool.
No, I didn't realize that you were just frozen, and I figured you were just really hard and
Oh,
and
yeah, I'm
thought, and
frozen.
just really
I
focused.
keep
So did
getting
I.
frozen.
I actually did think that Amanda was just like, I'm zooming in. I'm zooming in here right now.
Let me just maybe do a little
I don't know.
stuff
It's a really flattering screenshot. I feel like this
It was
is
a good screenshot.
we should rock this for the rest of the stream.
Oh no, now my camera's doing the thing where it fails to start. Hold on a second. Let me just unplug it and plug it back in.
Sure. Everybody comes to this stream to see my face and Anthony's face, and definitely not their beloved Amanda.
I
Correct.
mean, my face, people see it all the time.
Right. We're more exclusive.
Hello.
Hey, there you
That's
are.
right.
Look at you go.
Wow, Amanda. Hello.
Here I am.
Were you here all along?
Yes, I went nowhere. No one saw anything. So I also interpreted it that Anthony was to my left. Because I was thinking on the screen.
Right.
Sure, that's fine.
Is
That's
that
fine.
okay?
No worries.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, well, I could build on the stuff that we've already established. Or I could give us something new. Do
Okay.
you have a preference?
Build makes sense.
All right. What sensitive information did I tell you recently and why?
Oh, that's great.
Delta
yeah,
7,
because
yeah.
that'll get us started,
It's
right?
into everything that we're
Yeah.
building, so I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
thought
it
that
ties
makes
it all
sense.
in. I think there's an outpost on an ice moon. No, let's say it's a
Ball.
weirder moon than an ice moon. Oh no, ice moon's pretty good. We're just gonna stick with it. It's fine. There's an outpost on an ice moon, which has been like dormant for many years.
Also, hello,
And
Ernest, over
There
on
it is.
YouTube.
Now there are
Hey.
coded signals coming from that ice moon. And the I think some like high up friends in the Liberation have essentially said, it's not us, so it's the mandate. And we need someone who can get in there and resolve it. So I think
what's coming from the ice moon? Is it like signals?
coded signals,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
And coded signals in these parts only mean one of three things. Liberation signals, we know it's not them. Scum and villainy, not this sophisticated. And the mandate. So we are being sent out to clean up. So,
Nice. Thanks,
yeah.
Kurt. Thanks for giving us a premise, a little premi for us.
Ooh.
Yeah, no worries. I'm all about a good premi.
I have to embarrassingly admit that when you guys were talking about the premise earlier, I was just typing romance Paul in chat over and over again. So, was there any important details that I should have heard about what you were talking about earlier?
I just got brought on for a mission. We didn't
For a
decide
mission.
what it was.
It's
Yeah.
a long shot mission, is all I
Gotcha.
said, and then you were basically brought in by Delta 7 to join the mission.
Right.
Gotcha. What makes this mission so such a long shot, or maybe very risky?
If you infiltrate a mandate base, that's always extremely risky because it's a direct attack on the ruling government, right? This is fundamentally a direct infiltration, and if we're caught, we will not be claimed by the Liberation. There will be
Right.
no one to testify for us. We will have, quote, acted on our own accord.
Gotcha. Is there are we kind of going solo like Amanda, did your character just be like, we got to sort this out, I'm not waiting for the rest of the Liberation, I'm just making this happen?
I think it was more a mission that was assigned to me to do on my own. And when I sort of received the mission and was following up on some intel, that's when Delta 7 overheard me and then asked some follow-up questions about the call I was on. And then I basically confess that it is a mission that I was sort of given, and I think actually maybe you should join me on it. So you are also technically both joining me on this mission that is not going to be official, that also I'm not really supposed to bring anyone on. I'm supposed to be doing it by myself.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. As long as you don't tell them, they don't want to know.
What they
either,
don't know won't hurt them.
Right. Perfect.
And I have a sense that this is the right thing to do, so that's why I did it.
Cool.
Cool.
I love this. It's a good setup.
So much like in Wander Home, which is just great. Sorry, I got distracted thinking about how much I love Wander Home.
Embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. Just like in Wander Home, there are some places that we can evoke. I'm just throwing one in here. I think this ship that we're riding here, none of us own a ship anymore. I'm a pilot for hire. We've got a diplomat, but not necessarily one who knows about ships, and someone whose ship has been stolen. So I think the ship that we're riding on has exposed wires, flashing lights, cramped spaces, and forged ownership papers.
All right.
I threw this into the places section in our NPC inclusive tab. You don't have to be looking at it. I'm just throwing out some ideas. There's just some
Cool.
drop downs, brain candy.
Okay.
Nice. Thanks.
So, I'm thinking it's fun to have a question to answer in a scene. And what if this first scene's question that we're thinking about is just like, what's the vibe? What's it like when we're all in a room together? Let's just get a sense of what the interplay is before we hop into any kind of planetary nonsense. Does that seem fair?
I like it.
Yeah. Is this part of the structure of the game, or is this Kurt freestyle?
It suggests scene prompts.
Okay.
As if the game sprung from the ground like a garden gnome,
Right,
which
we
are
don't
how they
acknowledge
arrive
you.
in
It's
gardens,
just
by
it.
the way.
Also,
Yeah.
before we jump into this, do you mind if I take a bio break?
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
go for it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to do that. I'll be right
Anthony
back.
really minds.
I mind, of course. What would we do without you?
I'll be right back, but I'm going to do
take your time, take
that,
your time.
and then I'm ready to jump into it. Also, while I'm on a bio break, I wanted to also just remind everyone, I'm just going to put this in the chat. I'm going to make a command for it, hopefully while we're setting up the scene and stuff. But the streamer awards are happening, and I should probably tell people to nominate me for stuff if that's a thing we want to do. I don't think I'm going to win anything for the streamer awards. I'm such a small streamer, but I think these are some categories: Hidden Gem, Best Variety Streamer, or the Sapphire Award, that could be good. Locker, you heading out? Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Peace.
So I just figured I'd plug these in the chat in case
Hidden
anyone...
Gem Best Variety Streamer is specifically your brand.
Yeah,
Is
hidden gem, it should be Hidden Gem, Best Variety Streamer, and the Sapphire Award. But of course, Best Variety Streamer is going to be people that have thousands of viewers, probably.
This makes more sense. I thought we were talking about a Netflix
That would
category
be
level
great.
of precision. This is for the best Hidden Gem variety streamer who's made of sapphires.
The Sapphire Award is for someone that is not in the top 3%. So basically, it's just someone that's outside of the norm. So either best female or marginalized gender streamer of the year, a streamer who is basically going against the odds, since most of the top streamers are male on the platform. And Hidden Gem is obviously for someone that is a very small streamer, has less than 100 viewers on average. And then
Gonna be pushing it with this one.
yeah. Best variety streamer, obviously, I do variety streaming, but like I said, that's going to probably not be the category, but if you guys want to nominate me for it, you can.
Well,
I just feel like there'll be thousands of people.
You want to be Vampex 13 or Amanda McKnight?
You have to
on
put
these
Vampex
nominations?
13, I
Okay.
think, because
you
I think
have to.
I think you have to put.
We all have
Their
to.
Twitch handle.
Yeah, I think it's my Twitch handle. Only ones that are relevant will be nominated. But yeah, so I think you just put my Twitch handle in there. I don't know.
Sweet.
They didn't really say. There's
Cool.
no real rules here, is there?
It's fine. Go break your bio.
All right, I'm gonna break my bio. I'll be back in a minute.
Cool.
Heard, do any of your bios need to be broken?
I'm okay. Are you all right?
I'm doing good.
Great.
A
I will
strategic
say,
pre-stream
Riley, I'm
break.
embarrassed to admit it. I thought Contra was only a video game. We little Canadians, and by that I mean only me, deeply uninformed about 1980s era American political scandals. But now we're going to do the thing that Canadians always do when they're not sure what to talk about in a little
Right.
bit of an awkward situation, which is discuss maple syrup, much like you
Right.
might bring up the weather in other parts of the world. I have a wee story, which is that my parents got me a crepe maker for my birthday. I know you might be thinking, crepe maker, why? That's a pan. And you would be right, but it turns out it can also be a standalone electrical appliance for
Yes.
those who maybe haven't heard of stoves. And I know that I'm in my early 30s, but every year my parents ask me for a Christmas list, which is also a birthday list because I was born on Boxing Day. And so I have to make them a list, which is labor for the record. I'm blessed to have a family that wants to give me gifts for my birthday, but also is labor. And so, yes, the maple talk again, Peter, I'm sorry. And so I got a crepe maker, which was, for the record, not on the list. And I'm not ungrateful, but I was very confused, especially because the only thing that I told them was maybe not an Amazon gift card because they asked. And it came in an Amazon box. And I said, well, here we are today. And it turns out that the person who did ask for a crepe maker was my brother. And so now I, a person who doesn't eat eggs, must decide what to do with a device which makes pancakes that are made of 90% egg. And not much else.
But surely you can make other pancakes.
I'm sure I can make pancakes, but like I live in a high-rise apartment. Like there's only so much space for a crepe maker.
Yeah,
this is the most first world possible problem, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this birthday situation?
Does anyone have any creative ideas about what a crepe maker can alternatively be used for?
I thought maybe I could make like a dosa.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Dosas are the most amazing thing you can eat, in my opinion.
Are dosas lentil flour?
Yeah, so they're like a fermented lentil and rice dough. They're crispy and beautiful, but so you take lentils and rice and ferment them both together, and you sort of blend them into a dough. It's so good. I once went over to a friend's house, and she's like her mom owns an Indian restaurant, and like she is South Indian, and so she made us like dosas for dinner, and we were like, holy shit, this is amazing. And it was amazing.
We were right.
But at one point, my partner's drinking water, goes to take a drink of water. And you know how sometimes you try to drink water and you choke? So partner is there choking on water. And this poor woman and her partner are like, oh, is it too spicy? Because we're white people they invited into their home. And we're like, no, it's really good. It's perfect. It's the best thing I've ever eaten. But, you know, they're just looking at us like these fools who cannot eat a single chili pepper without choking and dying all over the middle of our dining room floor. So now this moment just lives on in my mind forever as the moment that we just looked like we blew it.
No, I promise I'm cool. I love food.
I'm good with this. Thank you for not making crepes.
How's it going, y'all?
Make doses.
It's going good. I just told a deeply off-topic story, and if my mom does watch this stream, she now gets to hear me complain about my Christmas presents. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
What's the probability that your mom watched this stream?
Extremely low.
Okay. So we're pretty safe.
I did elect to do this. I will reap what I sow if if
Right.
Mom watches the stream, and I will feel very bad reaping it.
I mean, you
I've never
know,
considered
Kurt's
if my parents
mom,
watch
if
the
you're
stream.
watching the stream, Kurt also loves you very much. So just also
That is true.
is true.
Every time we end our stream, I'm like, guys, I love my mom.
Yeah, don't go back and
Yeah.
watch the other streams, but that does happen every time.
Well, it's after
Right
the
after the
stream
stream.
ends.
That's
yeah, like
right.
the stream cuts.
Yeah, 'cause you
and
won't
then,
see
and
it,
then I'm
but
like,
you
love
do
my
say it.
mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
holding
gotta
this
go to
in.
bed, Kurt. I don't have time for the mom account.
I'm
again.
like, here we go
Stay
again.
Here. Yeah, every time it's reliable.
Thanks, Paula.
Thanks for the hydrate.
We are back,
We are.
and it is time. Kurt has a nice little prompt for our scene, right? Want to tell us again?
It's just what's the vibe? What's it like
What's
when
the-
we're all together?
What's the
Okay,
vibe?
okay. Let's
So
put
here's-
ourselves on the ship. Is that
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where we are. We're cruising through ultra space.
We're cruising through.
Yeah, we're moving through ultra space, trying to get to this moon. And what's our ship's name? I think it's called. Ooh, can it be the nuclear something?
Sure.
the nuclear
What
pigeon? Sorry,
The
go
nuclear
ahead.
pigeon.
I
That
love
is what
it.
it's called.
That's
Yeah, for sure.
fantastic.
So we're on the nuclear pigeon,
Uh-huh.
and like it's a small ship. It's pretty tight.
Pigeon.
Like the I want to say the four of us, because of course model I'm scrolled too far over and lost my
Model-
NPC. Model 4.3 is with us.
Is on board.
Yeah, is on board. Yeah, they're on board. The four of us have been kind of like, there's little bunk beds, and even in the bunk bed, like if you reach up, there's like some piping system, and some of them are cold and some of them are hot, and so you shouldn't touch it just in case it's not one of the ones you should touch and you get your
Sure,
hand
sure.
stuck to it again.
I love
And
that.
I think I know this, but maybe not everyone does. And I think maybe I'm like shuffling space cards one day. They're space cards.
Yeah.
I'm shuffling space cards one day, and I'm like, and I hear this like cry of pain from one of the bunks because somebody touched the pipes. Who was it? Who was touching the pipe?
Nah, I was touching the pipe.
It was you.
Yeah,
Okay. So Delta's gonna call out, and she goes, "Ha! You touched the pipe, didn't you? Left one? Was it the left one?"
It was the left one. I have to be honest, I forgot which one's which.
Yeah, you can't touch the left one. You can touch the middle one. But you shouldn't touch the right one, but you can. I'll let you figure
I don't
that out
remember
next time.
what's going on with the right one. Oh, okay, all right. The right one's bad too.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying now. You see what I'm saying now.
Have you checked the trajectory? I'm just gonna swing out of my bunk, put my
Yeah.
legs down.
So she kicks her feet up on this small table, which means that like her feet are straight. It's like a booth table, like you'd find in a little diner. But putting your feet up on this table means that your feet are just on the other side of like it's in the other side of the booth. And she says, yeah, the trajectory's great. We're flying Ultra Space 3 all the way there. No trouble at all.
You do remember, and I kick off the top bunk, and I come to land on the floor in a billowing of capes out around each side, sort of filling up half of this small room as they sort of come around me, sort of wrap around me. There's that quasar that I warned you about. Do you mind if I at least just go check the trajectory?
No, I'd rather you didn't, to be honest.
It'll just be quick. I've flown these parts before. I don't know, you might not be so familiar with these parts, but I've flown them.
Yes. Fine. But it's nothing. I'm going to take a token for doing the vulnerable move. Disregard the advice or concerns of those around you. Just to remind everyone that there's tokens to be had in this game.
Thanks, Kurt.
I think I turn over. What is Smarmy up to right at this moment?
I think Smarmy is laying on a chaise lounge that has a tube attached to it that is in Smarmy's mouth, and Smarmy is drinking hot chocolate out of it, and is basically throwing darts across the room to hit another tube where the darts then go up onto a dartboard that's on the ceiling.
Oh, that's great. I think Model 4.3 is right there with you, gesturing anxiously. Model 4.3 is going to go, and if you miss with the if you miss with the
Yes,
dart,
that's very good.
It's a very, very, very thin hull.
Yep.
We are going to give a token to the space between, who I've inexplicably aligned Model 4.3 with.
Yeah, I love that, by the way. It's great.
Fine. But don't blame me if the air gets sucked out of here. I don't need it to breathe.
Look, these darts aren't going to puncture the hull, okay? I feel like you might be overreacting here. Like, it's not even...
There's as you're about to fire the next dart.
Yeah.
Yez is gone. Wait, what's my name?
Yej.
Yej,
Off
thank
to
you.
Jay.
Jay. Yej has gone into the cockpit, out of sight, and in this moment, the whole ship sort of like weirdly shakes, as if you've hit turbulence, but you're in ultra space, so that shouldn't necessarily happen. What happens to the dart?
Where exactly is it being launched? It's loosed.
You're firing it.
Yeah.
But just in that moment, the whole thing shakes.
Oh, okay. I think as the whole ship shakes, the dart actually ends up going, instead of into the tube, it sort of hits, like, it goes a little high and it hits the tube, and we see the tube be sliced in half as the dart loses momentum and falls to the ground.
I think Delta's going to call out, that wasn't me. That trajectory was perfect. And then turns to face Smarmy. Like, we've been in two separate, like, social back and forth conversations, but we're so close that it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And so she turns to face Smarmy and says, I don't even know if you should be in charge of this thing. So I'm going to take a token for questioning someone's authority in a time of confusion or despair.
Yeah, he's just gonna come, sort of like stumbling back from the cockpit, and sort of like wiping some of their hair out of their eyes.
Hey, it's not my fault that the ship rattled. That's not how normally the ship is very sturdy. It's a very straight line. It's not, these shouldn't even be able to... What happened to that tube? Did someone break that tube? Which one of you messed with my tubes?
Your trajectory was slightly off, but I fixed it.
Wait, what'd you do?
Would it be okay if I messed with tubes? I've always wanted to. I'm gonna give a token to our droid who is misunderstanding and asking awkward questions at bad times. Oh, I'm sorry. I give a token because I've asked you something at a bad
so I get a token.
Yeah, so token
4.3, not right now, okay? Yeah, you know what? Go have fun with the tubes. Wait, I'm sorry. You adjusted what?
The trajectory. It was off, but now it's right on.
No. The trajectory was fine. And all of a sudden, Smarmy pulls out this map that becomes immediately, like, unfolded into this giant thing. It's, like, starts out as this digital, looks like almost a metal, like, almost like a smoke case or something. And then it just unwraps into this big map. And is like, where did you point here and show me exactly which angle now we're headed?
Oh, don't worry about it. Diplomat. The sort of flying stuff is kind of my department. And Delta, of course.
Yes, but the navigation, in terms
we're
of
still
all the
going
planets...
to the moon.
Yes, but what area are we going through? Because there's lots of different...
Don't just say the moon. If you just say the moon, we don't even know what you're talking about.
Which moon? There's
like
many
100
moons.
million moons.
This is true. Also, what quadrant are we going to be going through? Because, you know, there are some sectors here that I don't really have jurisdiction for.
I'm going to take a quick token for provoking the suspicion and distrust of others. I've successfully done that. What were you going to say, Kurt?
I think Delta 7 was just going to say, just let out like a low whistle and go like, whoo, ain't that the truth? There's some bad juju out there.
All right. I just think element of surprise. I've messed with these folks. I've tingoed before. I don't know what your experience is with the Mandate, but they're smarter than you think. Many of them come from my parts in their training, and they're ready for a full-on frontal assault, but what they don't see coming is something completely stupid. You see, that's what I'm best at.
Yeah, I can tell that. That's very clear to me, Edge. Thank you. But you still have an answer. Could you just point to where you adjusted it exactly?
I just point to the star in the center of the system.
And I think as you do that, the camera zooms back a little bit, and we move like through the port, and we see orbiting around this star one large Mandate cruiser, and Delta says, "We've got company," which is gonna get me a token, and I think gonna end our scene.
Nice.
It's like you won the scene or something. I got a token, and that's the scene.
I got a token. This one's mine. We're trekking, baby. We're trekking around space.
We are stretching near a star, you might
This
say.
is a real space trek.
In case you're wondering if we've been trekking, we've been trekking.
Oh no, I don't drop my mic, Daniel. This I was gonna joke this was expensive, but of course it wasn't. It's like the
YouTube is
cheapest mic I
being
could
weird, Christopher? How's it being weird? Tell me about that.
Is it just because we're on it, or?
Yeah, because that would be on us.
Yeah, that's us.
That does happen.
If it's me freezing, that's just me. That's just how I am. Smarmy doesn't like to move through time too fluidly.
Or YouTube. I don't even look at it while we do this. I'm sorry, Peter.
Wow.
I respect you that you're there.
I mean, fair. Although to be fair, when our chat is on the screen, you can still see the chat from YouTube. So
that is true.
This is true. The YouTube chat, you're still here. You're still with us. But yes, feel free to expand upon that if you would like, Christopher. But no pressure. I also don't know. Oh, this is working. Huzzah!
I think I know what question our next scene might drive to answer.
Okay.
I'm pulling from Fiasco's book for this, by the way, not literally, but there's the idea that any scene should answer like a question, which I think is fun. So maybe this is just how do we get out of this?
How do we get out of this? Okay. Yeah.
You know, bit of a pickle.
How do we get out of this?
Yeah, so we've come into a star system that's got like a Mandate cruiser there.
Yeah.
And I think we're close enough that
that's a good premise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my thinking is that this is close enough that either we need to stop by to say hello, or we're just like remaneuvering. Like, do we need to pass a customs check or equivalent? Do we need to step on their bridge for a moment?
I feel like we've got that option. I kind of want to find out in character whether we think it's best to run or play by the rules.
Yeah, I'm down with that. We can roleplay that.
Cool. All right, good. So
as we all stare out the window, we see this giant cruiser, disc-shaped, sort of like blocking out, the direct, like the light coming from the star on the center of the system. And there's, a feeling of dread that passes over, and maybe Model 4.3 goes like, danger, danger, alert, alert. And I'm just gonna,
buddy, it's okay.
I'm gonna punch Smarmy in the arm and be like, see, good news. We found the right place.
We're not even close to the moon. What are you talking about?
But they're here. It's a good sign. You don't defend something that's not important.
They're here because we're in their quadrant. That's what the star means. What
So,
when you
princess,
flip?
what is it?
All right. Well,
Delta's gonna turn and say, "Are you a princess?"
look, we don't have time to get into that right now.
Yes.
We got to deal with this ship. Look, I don't want to play this card, but I guess that's what we're doing. So, yeah, you have some... I know I said don't tell me anything, but I'm going to need you to tell me about if you have connections with the mandate, because I feel like the best option here, although I hate to admit it, is that if we can use any connection you have, you know, you could try to imply that I am someone that you've kidnapped. They don't know my ship because this ship isn't registered.
Ooh.
You could pretend to be undercover.
So, you're saying you'll be my prisoner?
Well, I'll pretend to be your prisoner. Don't get carried away, okay?
So, you'll be my prisoner, and I'll be completely in charge. I think I like this idea. You've got great ideas.
You know what? Actually, 4.3.
Yes.
Stop playing with the tubes, and you know what? 4.3. I'm gonna nope. That's enough of that. I need you to be in.
It's not decent. 4.3.
I'm gonna need you to take charge here. 4.3. Okay. I need you to make sure that Yedge acts like a proper mandate officer here. I know that you have in your systems.
Thanks for being here, Riley.
Bye,
That's all.
Riley.
Thanks
Have
for joining
good
us,
sleeps.
Riley.
Yeah, thank you so
A
much.
treat.
It was
Yeah,
delightful.
it's so nice to drop by.
The
honored.
the VOD will be up long term on YouTubes, and it will be up here for a period of time. I think it's like 60 days or something like that. So feel free to come back.
As YouTubes is known. Okay,
Yes,
sorry for
the YouTubes.
interrupting.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna need you to use your protocols that you have. The ones that I asked you to tuck away in the back system, I'm going to need you to access those so that you can run this ship like a mandate ship. You know what I'm talking about, 4.3? Remember that program we filed away?
Sorry, Anthony, are you... Okay.
Oh, I could also be. I figured maybe...
Sorry, you
whoever,
were just
whoever
4.3.
wants to
Yeah,
be
that's fair.
4.3.
Yeah. I can be 4.3. Yes, I have been rehearsing in my spare time.
That's great. That's great, 4.3. So you're...
All your time, spare time, bro.
I have important duties.
You do. This is true. So you are going to be in charge, and Yedge, you do what 4.3 says. How about that?
Sure. That sounds good. And let's cut.
That's the plan.
We have a plan. Can we cut to we are in the tractor beam of the large mandate ship being pulled into their hold. If you guys are good with it, Delta, Smarmy are tied up in laser bonds in the center of the hold, and Model 4.3 is wearing mandate insignia, I'm hesitant to mess with my vibes, but I have just a patch on one of the capes with a mandate insignia as a bit of a nod.
A bit of a nod. Great. I love that. So, seems to be going well.
The ship lands in the hold, and the whole thing shudders. With their whole force takeover of the ship, are the front hatch, comes rolling down, and somebody is on the other side.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. It's too early to Paul us, I feel like,
Yeah, I think
even though.
even though we're
So
here, it could be Paul,
it's
but
got to be Mill.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So I think at first you wouldn't even recognize Mill because she's not in her classic jumpsuit. She's in a boring mandate uniform. Uh this place I think is like there's long bare hallways. This is like an I want to say it's like an orbiting station.
Okay.
Long bare hallways, self-important uniforms. It's the evil turned banal. Um we see Mill there. I think she crosses her arms and she says, huh, huh.
Well, a pleasure, officer. I have glad that I've found you. I've come with a couple of prisoners.
Yes, I suppose you have, haven't you?
I'm at a loss for words.
A rare occurrence. But so am I.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
What? I'm fallen on hard times. Somebody stole my ship. So I'm trying to make ends meet.
And you know what? That's enough. I think that Mill's actually a little, like, even within this gauze of, like, self-important, like, working for the man, like, Mill still flushes and looks down, says, yes, that was a bit of a shitty thing to do, I suppose.
You are underplaying it.
Fine. But I went straight, and here I am, and here you are still in the gutter.
This is your success story? Officer?
It's a
Of the
steady
mandate?
job. The mandate. Single largest employer in the galaxy. I don't know what the problem is.
You had the best pirate ship this side of the galaxy. Never mind.
Well, who the
Can't
hell is
account for
this?
bad decisions.
And then I think she looks towards maybe it's just 4.3 and Smarmy here.
Yeah.
Maybe Delta's still holed up in the ship in case a getaway needs to happen.
Nice. Well, you know my game. I took a simple bounty hunter job. This one coming in dead or alive, and took a good old chaperone with me in a punch model 4.3 who like staggers into a wall and like some like air lights start going off on his neck. Some things misaligned. This right here is Smarmy Unct, negotiator of the Chrome Appeal. Some say
The princess.
she does
Smarmy the
be called that.
princess. Friends in high places, yes.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd say friends. We're not on good terms. People don't like it when you bind them up with laser beams.
Mill does the traditional bow associated with where Smarmy comes from.
Oh. Wait.
I zap off the muzzle, the like laser muzzle that was like across your mouth, blurring out anything you tried to say. Zzz. What do you have to say for yourself, princess?
Wait, didn't you just laser my mouth?
No, I unlasered your face.
Oh, okay. Wait. You're from... Wait a minute. No way. You're
Don't
from...
be so surprised.
But I haven't met another person from Melmar since... Well, it's been a long time. I
Well,
didn't
after
even know there were other survivors still.
You make do, don't you? You make do. Shoots a glance, guilty, I think, at Yej. Says,
Thanks for the hydrates, Daniel.
I don't want to do this. Maybe I do to them, but I don't to you.
Oh. Do what?
And I think there's like a march of soldiers going past at like the end of the corridor. I'm assuming Anthony's audio is out, but I'll keep going. There's like a march of soldiers at the end of the corridor, just kind of like pass by. Don't look down this way yet. And Mill says, I think we all know what would happen if I told them what sector you're aiming to go.
Mill, we have special requests to bring my hostage to the station. This is, frankly, and I'm sorry to pull this, above your pay grade. Just let me on through.
Ooh, do you think that works?
You know, it doesn't. It seems like a long shot, I gotta say. But I think I might as well spend a token and just do Yez shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'm just gonna get out of a bad situation at the last moment. I was always better at getting jobs than you, Bill. I always knew a little bit more, except for, the night. I don't think you want to get involved in this one. Keep your job. It's cushy.
Mill's face flushes in anger, and she slaps you.
Oh,
And then she
still got a
says,
strong front hand.
yeah, well, perks of having a steady job is you have time to work on what you need to.
All right, that hurts.
Fine. Go. Get out of here.
As Mill starts to walk back down the gangplank, against my better judgment, we've just made it out. Mill, do you still have her?
I'm not catching your serve. Does she still have who?
Oh, the ship.
The ship.
The ship. Oh, Mill's face. Mill's face. You see a little smile at the corner of her mouth, she says. It's not for me to say.
And I look back at you, Smarmy. You can tell that I just want to go after Mill. But I see you tied up. Fine. And I hit the closed door button and yell, Delta! We're gonna have to get out of here quickly before anyone changes their mind. Let's go.
Cool. I think the last thing we see, I'm going to spend a token for the mandate to take an action on Mill's behalf. And Mill's only got one action. Betray someone for your own gain and give them a token. So I am going to give Yej a token, and nothing happens right now, but I think we do see a shot of Mill walking to a dial-in console recessed into some panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
So we're free once more.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Okay.
I realized I did some stuff to activate some tokens in our previous scene.
Get yourself some tokens, girl.
Yes. So, ooh. There's some really crazy stuff in here. Well, I got captured, so I gain a token.
That gives you a token.
If I get captured, yeah. And I did, I think, reveal a contingency plan at a critical moment or enact a plan or order and follow it through. So I lose a token for that. And then I also...
whole accounting happening.
Yeah. I also called in a favor from an ally, which would be both Yej and 4.3. And so you would each get a token.
Do you have to
or I guess it would be, I called in a favor from you and I gave 4.3 a new responsibility. So you each get a token for that, though.
for those moves, is like, do you think the intention is that you have to have a token to give it to somebody? Is that the meaning?
I
Or
think
is
that's the
they just get it?
idea.
Oh.
We can play whatever
However,
we want.
since I don't know that they were big like narrative moves, I don't
Okay.
know that we need to like fill in
Sure.
those details.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh,
We
okay.
can
I thought you
reply,
just
'cause-
like got a token, but I see there's a difference between gaining and giving. I got you.
And for the record, when in doubt, like it doesn't really matter. The tokens
Yeah.
are just there to give you a little fun buttons to push and have story come out.
Yeah, I like buttons. I like tokens.
Me
Daniel
too.
says I'll take a few tokens.
Yeah, token to Daniel.
Token to
token,
Daniel for hanging out. Daniel, take a few tokens. That's another command we could have. Just give people tokens in chat.
Exclamation mark token.
Yeah.
Well, don't
Give
tell them now.
token.
They'll think you already set it up,
No.
which Amanda did not.
No.
Okay, so let's keep on trucking.
All right.
Daniel's got
Should
to
we
go
take
bed.
ourselves right to the station?
Oh, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything to be gained from the ship.
Yeah. I think the whole point anyways of us being in a dangerous area was what we just did. So, and we got out of it. So,
What is this place like?
What if it's
Kind of
a
question.
what if it's a ruin, which we have a fun set of aesthetic element options for?
Okay.
what
I've
if
just been
it-
grabbing
What if
these.
it used to be an amusement park on the moon? And then they converted it to a base.
Sure, why not?
let's just get here. We used to fly out, and let's just play a mini game of Kurt's
Of that
game inside
this game.
And remember when we were here when we were
this one. We were
kids?
kids, the three of us.
And now we have different adjectives?
And now we all have to try to
Ah.
defeat the mandate. Wow, what a journey it's been.
You know what's embarrassing is that earlier when Kurt was explaining the like bureaucratic nature of the station, I thought he was just like making stuff up and filling things in for us, but he actually was playing the game and choosing things from the rulebook to fill
Wow.
that space in. Whoops.
Whoops.
One of the options for ruin is tourist traps, which feels like it leads into the
Ooh.
amusement park thing.
That could work.
We'll grab crumbling pillars. I don't know if we want a last one there or whatever.
A
Oh, us-
monument to an unknown god.
Rumored to exist here, a secret mandate excavation, obviously. It's right in there. And then ghosts. Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
Yeah.
Put them there.
Of course, ghosts.
What if this is like, this is a moon, right? A moon's
Yeah.
a whole, how can I put this? A moon's a whole fucking moon. It's a huge thing. A planet's
Yeah.
a planet. So this is one location on what was once a habitable planet. And then maybe some like some problem made it so that there was no longer enough atmosphere. And so it became uninhabitable. And this particular spot on the moon used to be an amusement park.
Yeah.
So, because the tourist traps are past tourist traps that have
Yeah.
closed. Okay, because
Yes,
it's not
yeah.
inhabitable. Okay.
No one goes here anymore, or at least they shouldn't.
Okay.
I think
We break. Sorry, go ahead, Kurt. You had more.
I was also just going to open the scene.
Okay. I think we break through the cloud layer of this moon thick. We've been like going through it for like a good 2 minutes. It's just all been white against the windows, deltas in the driver's seat, and we break through. Here, everything is this sort of like eerie pink as the light filters through the clouds. These sort of like mineral-rich clouds, and the landscape below us is dominated by a massive bald head of a statue larger than a mountain that it protrudes out the side of the moon. And you can see this old face, wrinkled lines beneath the eyes, and 3 tubes coming out where the mouth and nose should be that curl around the shoulders.
Damn. I think we maybe we open on 4.3, who says, I have heard rumors of ghosts. I can't go out there.
Okay, so you're telling me the robot knows about ghosts and is also scared of ghosts?
If there are ghosts,
4.3. Come on,
Save
come on,
yourself.
4.3.
Short circuiting.
You know that I programmed you with the shield for ghosts. That's standard. That's standard equipment.
A shield?
Yeah.
I come with a go ghost shield.
Yeah, you come with a ghost shield.
Um,
And I think I flash you a disarming smile.
yeah, you totally do. So 4.3 is going to get a token for rambling about things that could go wrong, and then going to give that to you by asking you for reassurance. I have a ghost shield. So we'll give you a token. We'll give you a token.
All right.
Long story short. Yeah, so maybe that's enough to shut 4.3 up. But
Delta, do you want me to land this one?
So I want you to land this one. On this thing? I bet you I could get right on this head. Come on in easy.
Okay, no, I mean, I've heard you're good, but you're not that good.
Watch me.
No.
And then there's this big like as we cruise on in. Just gonna take a token for making a rash maneuver that puts you or others in danger.
Hell yeah.
It is a bumpy, like this has been a bumpy ride through ultra space in general, but this particular curve is like
Really
a
bumpy.
real white knuckle, hold on to your seats type situation. But we make the curve, I think.
Woo! We made it.
Do we make the landing?
No, scuffs the gear
no.
and then cruise on down to the snowfield, I guess.
Cruising on down to the snowfield.
You should have let me handle the landing.
You're fine.
We're looking at the windows. Does anybody see anything interesting as we're coming up on the snowfields beneath us?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no, there is. There's another plane, not a plane. The reason that we didn't manage to land on the head is because there was another spacecraft there.
Oh.
And we hear Delta cuss under her breath, and she's like, "Junior."
Who's Junior?
Junior's my. He thinks he's better than me. Is the answer to who Junior is? He's just some pilot. I don't know what the fuck he's doing here.
Well,
Day of
I don't know.
strange occurrences.
We seem
Chance
to be
meetings.
running into a lot of people. You know, both of you. This is
I don't know this guy. He thinks he knows me. All right? I don't know him. He calls himself Hotshot. That's not my problem.
well.
So, Smarms, who is it that you're not looking forward to seeing? What are we going to find down there?
I don't want to talk about that right now. Also, stop calling me Smarms. I already told you. It's not a thing. That's not sticking.
Princess Smarms.
No.
Big
So what's the
grin,
plan?
big grin on Delta's face. Smarms? Are we doing Smarms now?
No,
We're doing
we're not
Smarms.
doing Smarms.
I like it, right?
Oh gosh. All right.
Smarms.
Oh.
Aha.
Yeah, 4.3!
Like high fives you and the hand like ooh.
Smarms is not a thing. All right. Well, who are we supposed to meet down there?
I mean, we need to find the source of the messages, right? That's all you said?
Yes. I mean, I think I have an idea who's been sending the messages out. I think they'll be
What
helpful.
do you mean?
Well,
What do you mean you have an idea?
Well, I think.
Like it's the mandate.
Well, I mean,
Is there stuff that you haven't told us, Princess? We are risking our lives for you, I'll remind you.
This is your idea, Smarms.
look. Stop calling me princess. Stop calling me Smarms.
There's a lot of rules.
I don't know exactly who has been sending the messages, but I do have a theory. Now, if it's who I think it is, it's someone that will probably help us.
Do you have connections within the mandate? Dirtier than I thought, Princess.
Not within the mandate. This person's been camping out on this moon since before the moon was a moon.
Delta, are we picking up any signals?
You see like pulls like an antenna out of the back of the head.
Oh God, I wish I had that.
uh, I don't know. What am I listening for?
Well, it should be. I don't know. They might not be able to send any messages right now.
Get a
What do
load of
you
Zer.
know?
Turns over to Yesh. Get a load of Zer.
Uh,
I'm not paid in riddles, princess.
all right. All right. Well, see, I have this person that I was seeing. We go way back. And, well, they've been helping me out. I haven't seen them in a while. All right? I said I'd come back. I got busy. And their communicator might be might be low on battery. I left them with enough food and water, so they should be alive.
Oh,
But
I was looking for mandate messages. Now that you say that, there's a real faint liberation code
there it is.
way beneath it
There it
all.
is. Yep, they've been hiding under the surface.
Sorry, so this was a rescue mission the whole time?
Well, no, not a rescue mission.
A restocking mission? Is that why you made me bring extra food?
No, well, yes, for them, if they're alive. But really what we're here to do is we are here to complete the mission and well, you know, destroy the base, send out the code. But they've been giving me intel, so I figured it was probably the best thing to do to check in on them. Especially because I said, you know, I said I'd be back, like, in, like, a couple days.
There's a chill that passes over us. We've all got our enviro suits on. Well, those of us who are organic have our enviro suits on, standing on the turf of this moon now. I think we've deplaned, and there's this chill. I think even 4.3 feels a certain chill. You hear like the low temperature warning beep, and then this
Shield activate.
this figure like glides toward us. And there's a voice on the wind. No air here, and a voice is on the wind. You're far too late, too late, too late.
Well,
What?
that was ominous.
Is this the person you were looking for?
Is this the person I
Trying to like peer through the fog,
was
the
looking
cold,
for?
crystalline fog.
Modem?
Are you back for scraps? And you feel like, I don't know, some piece of electronic equipment of the ship just sort of rattles as if by some force.
I grab Model 4.3's hand. Not that they're real, but if you wouldn't mind playing the entire entry on ghosts on this moon, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Does it have anything?
Ghosts on this moon are ghosts are oh dear. Are you sure my shield is activated? How do I know if the shield is activated?
The indicator's on back here, yeah.
All right. The ghost. The entry reads: Ghosts on the moon of Morley are a dangerous force. They are obsessed with dismantling technology and have lived here for over 2,000 years. They are the last remaining residents of this former planet.
Oh shit, I've heard about these sorts of things. electromagnetic signals. They get caught up with the signatures of organic life forms, and then, I
And
don't think
then
we should stay here long.
ghosts happen?
Mm, hypothetically.
4.3 just goes right behind Delta 7 and starts to cower and shake.
As that happens, there's a rattling sound that's growing, but it's not from the shaken metal frame of 4.3. It's a ship behind us, and we see the energy core of the ship just being lifted out of it by a ghostly force. And
No!
before we can do anything, I think the ship just crumples in on itself. And Modem's ghostly voice hangs in the air. Paid back with interest. And that feeling of cold dissipates.
Why does this keep goddamn happening to me?
What, you encounter a lot of ghosts?
No, the ship. Okay. Delta, you said you knew the ship up there on the head, right?
Yeah.
You can't fix this. Right, I'm
No.
just asking.
I mean,
I
I'd
hear
need
you're
longer
good.
than we have. That's what I'll tell you.
I kind of think we should divide and conquer. We still have something to get out of that place, right? Smom, your friends, whatever they were working on. But we need a way out of here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Look, I can work on the ship. We've got enough parts we can scavenge from Mars that even I can fly. Junior's rig. Said with such, like, disparaging look on her face. But if I'm doing that, you're not going to have a lot of time before he comes back.
Before Junior comes back, is that what we're
Before
worried about?
Junior comes back. I don't know what he's doing here. I don't know what the
Right.
plan is. He's kind of an idiot. But as far as
Well-
I'm concerned, there's one thing he cares about, and that's his ship. It's probably in dam over his head.
Then, Princess, do you need me backing you up, getting whatever you need, or should I be on distraction duty, finding a certain pilot and waylaying him?
I feel like, yeah, I feel like maybe you should go deal with the pilot. That might be a good idea.
Then we have a plan. How long do you think you need, Delta, to get this thing ready to go? I mean, that thing up there.
Not long. I just got to see what's wrong with it first. I think even Junior'd be gone by this point. If he could be.
Ah, good point.
2 blinks of a quasar?
We'll see you there. Meet back. Top of the head.
Top of the head.
Top of the head.
And we split up. 3 different directions, crunching through the snow. Eyes out for ghosts. I imagine model 4.3 kind of like stands in the middle for a second, like rotating, trying to figure out like which direction it's supposed to go. And then it runs after...
Who's funniest? Probably you. Yeah, probably Yej.
Yesh?
Yeah.
That's a very weird combo. All right.
Yeah.
Great. They run after Yesh. And where do we start? Who wants to go first?
I don't think repairing a ship is inherently interesting necessarily, so we
Okay.
can put a pin in that for now.
Definitely want to see where Smarmy goes. And sounds like finding Junior will be fun.
Yeah, I guess we could start with me. So I'm
Yes.
going to find my friend or complete the mission.
Well, it sounds like you were kind of here to find Sir Modem, but maybe there was something that he was up to that we need to finish. He's clearly dead, but
We can fairly suggest it's the same mission, perhaps.
yeah,
Right.
Like, Sir Modem was deployed first, and we're backup that came too late.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if he's dead, I mean, I don't really know what else there's to do. I mean, I guess I could go back to return his phone charger to him.
Okay, well, let's say you go to his base to return the phone charger and, at least sort of symbolism, and we can see what you find there.
All right. So I think Smarmy basically sneaks into this sort of like little underground bunker. Like you wouldn't even know the hatch to it if you didn't know where it was. But
Nice.
she's been here, or Z's been here so many times that Zay knows how to find this spot, even amidst all the snow. Opens it up. Smarmy climbs in and closes the hatch behind them.
Nice.
This is a rusted old chassis of sorts, of a model of ship you just don't see anymore these days. You can see that there's still some blinking lights, and only you would know this, but there's some stored log entries here.
I think that Smarmy flicks through the entries to see if there's anything of note.
There's some level of like repression that I think you have to do as you flip through the like more desperate entries that are top of the list.
I think those ones Smarmy goes through pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
But then maybe you reach something interesting.
Oh.
Anthony, did you have a thought there?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not getting the charger back. And I guess we learned some things about people we trusted. But in the end, I'm a liberation agent. And I will finish what I started. It's the last thing I do. I delved down into the excavation site again. The last tubes of nitrogen are run now. But I saw it this time. Everyone always wondered what was the rest of the body of the giant god. Ground cuts it off at the shoulders. Is there something down there? I've seen it now, and maybe that's a life well lived. I've seen it. Seated, kneeling upon its knees, reaching its arms out, and in its hands, the core. The core we've always wondered was there. Power ship on the purest power of all. Spirit. I mean, in a sense of the word.
Even as the log entry finishes, there is that last gasp again. You hear that ghostly voice just say, the space between, the space between. This time, not to punish. Those scores are settled. This god runs on the space between.
I think Smarmy reaches into their pack and pulls out a charger with like 5 different attachments on it. And kind of looks around. Modem, I don't know if you hear, or if you hear me, or I don't even know what we were to each other, really. 2 people that were lost.
Lost.
2 people that no longer had a home. But I want you to know that I was trying to get back to you. You weren't a knight anymore, but somewhere in my heart, you reminded me of those old days. Back when people would call me princess and it meant something.
Ooh.
So, I guess here's your charger back. I mean, it's not the same one. I lost the other one. Sorry about that. But this one has a lot of attachments, so
You can see the like outlet on the like message generator that's been like sending, the phone that's been sending out messages into space. You can see like the low battery indicator and the empty socket where it needs to be plugged in.
and I think Smarmy just reaches over and tries a few of the attachments. They don't work. But the second to last one does. Plugs it into the wall.
On the other side of the park, right in front of 4.3 and Yej, a door powers on in the desolate area and opens. It's not the first time it's opened in so many days, but it opens. And on a creak, a whoosh, I guess, of the air inside from the airlock entering the atmosphere outside.
Well, this seems as good as way as any. Any life forms, 4.3?
Would you consider me daring?
Sorry, is this a malfunction?
For
Do you need a
facing
reboot?
against the ghost, would you consider me daring?
Okay. You definitely approach the situation with trepidation, but in some way, you have lived to see their side. You have encountered your worst fear, and here you still stand, trembling slightly. You might have been like that before, but standing.
There
That's
is
bravery.
life, and
Oh.
we will find it. And Model 4.3 puts an appendage out for a handshake. I don't think it's like a proper like hand. It's like maybe it can like the fingers can't separate.
Right. I stick in my hand and give it a firm shake, sort of thinking for a second, and then that fond smile crosses Yej's lips. It's a pleasure working with you.
It's a bad handshake, but 4.3 clearly gets a lot of joy out of it anyway.
Lead the way.
And with this like big awkward gait with the arms like fully swinging, what is that? Akimbo? Is that what it's called when you do this?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In goes 4.3 into the darkness. I feel like there's a way for us all to coalesce on the same spot.
Fritz, House of Cats, thank you so much for following. Also, your username is fantastic.
We love a cat. We love a good kitty cat.
Yeah.
We pan out for a second. The message generator that has recently been plugged in starts emanating signals at full power. Could have been helpful a couple parsecs ago, but now it just acts as an alarm. The nearby ships of the Mandate turn toward the small frost moon, a new target in sight.
Ooh.
Inside the excavation, where Yej and 4.3 wander through, they see the disappearing back of a flashy-looking pilot go into a sort of a vacuum tube, an elevator up to the top of the statue, and manically pressing the buttons, they step in as well and shoot up after Junior. And maybe good old Smarmy is back to meet up at the ship on top of the bald head, and we might see what's up there.
I think that Smarmy is back, and Smarmy seems to have
Why
something
don't just
with them.
why don't we maybe see what's up at the top, and then
All
we
right.
can come in a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know what's happening. You hear like yelling. Delta 7 is letting loose, absolutely screaming at Junior. And Delta yells, "What the hell kind of power is this thing running on? What did you tap into?"
Well, I'm about to be the best pilot in the universe.
You're the
Hot
biggest
shot.
dumbass in the universe, hasn't you? You're not Hot Shot. You're Junior. You're never gonna not be Junior. And then I think Delta actually pulls out that old blaster and says, "What is this thing running on?"
Space, baby. Space. The purest engine that a pilot could ever have. And good old Hot Shot's the one piloting. Hey.
Delta lets out this huge groan and tosses the blaster to Junior and says, "God, just shoot me with it then. We're screwed. You can't use the space between to pilot a ship."
Ooh. But that's where you're wrong. That's what this whole place is about. Some ancients, I don't know, they developed this thing. I thought, I need to beat you in next year's parsec flip, and I clearly need a better ship because I don't know, you're cheating or something. So I thought I'd get the best engine. And to be honest, I don't quite understand how all the tubes are supposed to fit into each other, but I think I got it set up okay. You're toast, my friend. You're toast. Hot Shot is going to be the winner.
Delta takes 2 firm steps towards Junior, grabs him by the collar, and says, "I have to get out of this goddamn rock too. And if somebody's driving this thing, it's gonna be me."
No one's gonna be driving this thing, says Smarmy, walking in.
Delta tosses Junior onto the ground and says,
Ow!
"What? Did you know this was gonna happen? This ship can't run on anything. It's running on the space between."
You hurt my elbow!
Yeah.
It was never any good anyway.
It would be running on the space between. And I want to know exactly how that's supposed to be working. So why don't you show me how that works?
Sorry, so is this Smarmy? This appears to be Smarmy.
Look, when I'm confronting people, I have a whole different vibe, all right? This is how I do it. This is how I am. I like to keep it low. I like to keep it chill. It's the best way that you get results from people, my friends. It's the best way.
Delta looks confusedly over at Smarmy and says, "I mean, I know you code switch a lot, but this seems like a lot even for you." And then maybe we get that as doors open for the elevator for the second time, and in comes 4.3, and of course, Yej.
The pilot's up here, just so everyone. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, we know. We're trying to figure out how you fly this thing with this so-called space. So if you can open up the tubes here.
I think the Junior is intimidated by the sheer power of character that has arrived on top of this bald-headed god, and is jumping to it. Well, yes, Missy. Sure thing. Come on over here, ma'am, and I'll show you right away. You'll see. Here's the core, and so he starts explaining over there as Smarmy is looking in, and yeah, she's just gonna try to make eye contact with Delta, like questioning eye contact.
Okay.
Who is that?
All right.
I mean, who is that?
So that's how that works? Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, but are we sure?
Take the notes.
Yeah.
Have there been any mandate
It's
ships
there.
that might have landed?
Not as far as I can tell on my radar.
That's
Hey,
very
look,
interesting.
there's one way to find this out easy. Hey, Smarmy.
Huh?
Fuck, it's not Smarmy.
Oh?
Yeah, all right. You got me. And Paul immediately takes off the triangle that he's been wearing.
The fake triangle.
And underneath, he's just got a bald head. Smooth and shiny, polished. It almost seems like it's kind of got a metallic look, but he doesn't like when people say that because obviously then it reminds people of Paul's sibling, and he is not a fan of that. He pulls off his metallic suit that obviously resembles his twins, and underneath he's just wearing another metallic suit. But it is in a totally different color. It's like a neon orange color. And it's a little more boxy. Like, you wouldn't exactly call it a triangle. It's kind of got like a bit of a little bit more of like a straight kind of tubular vibe going on. And he pushes a button, and his stilettos turn into just giant platforms. They're super blocky. And he flicks off his gloves with disdain. Ugh, I never liked wearing gloves. Ugh, that's such a smarmy thing. Why is Smarmy always carrying around this towel?
What are you doing here, you handsome devil?
Well, I thought you would all come here to get this, to think that you were actually going to infiltrate and blow up our base. Which is honestly hilarious. Like, I would blow up a base on my home planet. I mean, I know I'm morally questionable sometimes, but even for me, that would be crazy. I know it's a husk. I know it's no longer a place, but I wouldn't do that. Look, this park here, it has emotional value, okay? All right. So I knew that somewhere deep down here, based on the myths that we had of this world, though, that there was supposed to be some kind of god, and there was supposed to be some connection to the space between. I didn't really know what people are talking about, but I figured if anyone's going to find it, it's probably going to be Smarmy. And so I infiltrated the comms, and I sent a little message to send Smarmy here. For some reason, Smarmy bought YouTube. I don't know who you are, but am I supposed to recognize you?
You know who I...
Huh?
Paul. Really? Really? We met,
4.3 is gonna speak up and say, "Oh, do you two have like a history?"
Yes, we have like a history. You could say that.
Ah.
I'm gonna give you a token.
Oh.
It's me, Yej, Rupkin.
Yej, the
You
destined
remember?
child who I never thought would be as important. Paul's gonna gain a token for that because he just said something meaningful yet cryptic.
So cryptic. Imagine.
Okay.
So that's why you're here. Well, that makes a lot of sense based on the prophecy. Oh my gosh, Yej! You were the... Wow.
Oh, so now... So you remember the prophecy, but you don't remember the night on the back of that space camel? That was...
No. Yeah, no, I remember. It was great. It was once in a lifetime. Yeah. No, it was... You were wearing that, your hair was different, I think. Is that... Have you done something with your hair?
No.
And now I think this is interrupted by the deafening sound of a blaster going off.
Oh my gosh, I actually
And-
feel like Paul would have gotten so many tokens for that entire thing. That's very
Oh,
much
for
in
sure.
character.
Sure. There's Delta standing there with the pistol. I'm gonna spend a token for this actually.
Do it.
Delta says, I don't know what the hell you did with Swarmy. And I don't know who the hell you think you are. But that doesn't change the fact that we need to get out of here. Are you gonna get us out of here?
Me, get you out of here? No, I'm gonna leave you here on this former planet with nothing. Just like, well, I mean, really, you have Smarmy to blame for that when you think about it. I mean, they are the one who brought you here, my friends. And I am going to leave with this space doodad, this space engine, and we're going to use it to, well, basically just like, I don't know, like control most of the galaxy. Could be cool. What do you think?
This is such a good villain reveal. I'm just blown away.
Does Delta have any tricks left up their sleeve? Because I think that Yedge has been completely just decimated in all of their normal ability to manipulate a situation. And maybe it's Delta, maybe it's 4.3, or maybe we just get our asses kicked.
Okay, I've got a Delta thought. Delta puts her hands up, says, "You got me." Shit. I mean, when somebody got me, I gotta say, it was impressive.
Huh?
All the theatrics, I'm impressed. I thought that was pretty amazing. But
Wait.
you know what's even more amazing? And Delta's walking towards you. Just how slippery the edge of an ice moon is, this high up.
What?
And she sweeps your legs.
Whoa!
No!
Okay. I think Paul
What happened?
goes toppling. And, really, Paul just falls on his butt, is what I'm imagining. Not, like, the worst thing you could have done. I don't know for, are we like...
So not off the edge
Not
of this
off the
smooth
edge.
dome.
Not off
Okay.
the edge. I think just
Okay.
falls on his butt, but really, like, hurts, like, the base of his spine. And just is, like, starts to get very upset about that. And is like, I was having this whole moment. You came in and you ruined it. Like, do you know how
4.3?
long I've been planning
Get on
this
the ship.
for? Like, this is ridiculous.
On the ship? I can get on the ship. 4.3. Right into the ship.
Wait, where are you guys going now? Okay, wait, hold on.
I give a nod to Delta, and I stomp on over to Paul. You absolute bastard. You come all this way, and you forget about me? Maybe, just maybe, if you had had the common decency to remember who I was. Remember you told me that night that I was the most beautiful thing you'd ever seen? Well, I guess you were lying. So maybe, just maybe, if your head wasn't full of prophecies and power, but you remembered the snakiest, most devilish, and goddammit, most beautiful criminal on this side of the galaxy, things would have gone different for you today. And I'm going to look over my shoulder to make sure everyone's on the ship.
Yeah, we even see a little, like, while you're doing this, Delta, like, grab Junior by the chest and say, "Come on, you dumbass." Brings him in the ship.
And I think as you, as you go to just pull away as well, Paul hissy fit, like, stops, obviously drawn in, and he just says, "Well, don't worry. Because you're exactly where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And I reach up and I grab the handle on the underneath of the ship. Let's go!
And Paul just smiles as he watches you take off.
I like crawl into the hatch as the air starts to beat against us and like scramble into the ship. What's going on inside?
It's chaos. There's like steam coming out of every pipe. There's one of those like classic retro futurist panels that's got like a series of bulbs that all light up and all of them stick out into the console. And like all of them are flashing in this red. And there's this big screen that's like, and it's just like power overload as the whole thing, the engines aren't even running, but this thing is starting to float up. And we see it's not just the ship that's floating up, although it certainly is. That head is emerging, the body and shoulders coming out of the ground of the frozen moon.
Holy shit. 4.3. Smarmy. The location. Do you have a location on her? On Zeb?
Ooh. Does 4.3 have a location? Yes.
I feel like as, if I may,
Yeah.
as you start to look on the board, you notice that the location seems to be moving.
Up.
And
it's directly beneath us, isn't it?
And
almost as if
that Smarmy might be somewhere inside that being that seems to be rising up.
And as the statue's hands begin to crest through the frozen earth, we see it cradling the form, maybe passed out, I don't know, the form of Smarmy held in those hands and glowing with force, glowing in the space between.
Yeah, Smarmy is looking real glowy and honestly pretty rough. Like, this is not something that a person is supposed to do. Any alien, any being, they look like they're being overcharged with space. Their body starts to emanate this, like, very intense light. Like, it becomes almost blinding, hard to look at.
The ship being piloted, I think Delta was piloting it, but now Delta hops off the control panel and shoves Junior towards it and says, all right, hotshot, this one's on you. And then, like, goes just out the port door as the ship begins to lower towards Smarmy. And Delta's hanging off the edge of the open airlock and says, take my hand, we gotta go.
And Smarmy blinks, their eyes open, and sees Delta and looks terrified and says, calls across and says, is Yej with you?
Yes, everyone's here.
No. Yej can't be here.
What do you mean?
Yej is the Paul said Yej is the child of prophecy. If Yej is here, that means it's too late.
Too late for what?
Well, as long as Yej stays on the ship and I stay here, I think we'll be okay. But this is where it's supposed to end, says Smarmy.
Delta swears one of those space curses you only get in sci-fi, and then says, we gotta go. This is your last chance.
I can't. Just keep Yej on the ship.
Yej appears at the back hatch.
Great.
What?
No, that's not what I said. That's the opposite of what I said.
Get them on board! And Yej gets ready to leap from the ship down into the palms.
No!
We see the moment happen in slow motion, I think, as that arc of Yej's jump lands perfectly within the cradled palms of the statue.
And
I need you! I need you to call in a favor and get this goddamn bounty hunter off my back, and I don't care about your space gods. Now get on that ship!
And as you move towards Smarmy, who's glowing with this energy, the energy moves through Smarmy to you.
What? What?
I tried to tell you not to jump, but as always, you don't listen to me, says Smarmy, shaking Yej. God damn it, Yej.
What's happening to me? What is this?
I don't know. Paul said it would be the end of everything. That's what Paul said. I don't know what the prophecy means. I didn't even think the prophecy was real. I didn't even think this God was real.
Well, I have good news for you. Everything that Paul says is absolute shit, so maybe we can just leave.
And as you say that, you feel the energy, the space start to pull you in like you are becoming almost a black hole.
And it strikes Yej in that moment. The concerns of this life that have been playing around in their head up to now shrink away. Something massive is happening. Yej is escaping from the trap that they were in this life, but in a way they did not imagine. They feel it, the history of this place. And looking into your eyes, Smarmy, you can like see this transformation taking place.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening to you, Yej. Or, how do you feel?
The core. The core that Junior took. It can't be stolen without being replaced.
Wait. No,
Go.
so that means that you...
Go.
Well, we
To
can't
the
just...
center of the space within isn't a curse. Not like that.
I'm not going to leave you here. I've left too many people behind. I have no one left.
Delta. Princess Smarms needs some bodyguarding. Get her out of here.
No. No.
Over. And Delta's, I think we see like a grappling hook like shoot out, snag Smarmy, and the ship.
As Smarmy is pulled away, there's just this shot of them reaching for Yej, and Smarmy grabs and doesn't end up fully pulling Yej, but does manage to get one of the capes off Yej's back as Smarmy is pulled away out into the, well, not into the atmosphere, hopefully, into the sky, I guess. We're not in space yet, I hope.
I think
I don't know. Maybe Smarmy can survive in space. Smarmy is probably like alien-ish.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you do get pulled into the airlock though, and as it closes behind you, we see a shot of like the eyes of the statue like lighting up, and all of a sudden, those blooms of frost all across this planet all burst into life.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Every surface of this moon suddenly revitalized and new, full of these blooming plants that shoot across the landscape. And what's more, we see those hovering mandate ships in the sky. From the light of those ancient eyes, a beam shoots forth. Shoots forth again. We don't hear the explosion, but we can see it. in the sky. And the ship blasts off.
Yedge is no longer visible. It seems like Yedge has folded inside out and is no longer there. It's Smarmy tries to hold Yedge in their eyes and sees Yedge crumple into themselves. Poof. But holding the cape, as Smarmy looks out to the stars, they feel something different. And they see that this is not the same galaxy. There's something about the space between the stars. Everything is present now. You can feel the space everywhere.
In the back of the ship, Model 4.3 just starts playing an encyclopedia entry, just sort of randomly. The monarchs of the moon of Morlaix is a long-established order, born always in twins, tasked with keeping the balance of the space within. Early on in the mandate's expansion, the monarchy was dismantled, and it is rumored the twins killed. No longer would the balance and the order it had created be an issue for a new order formed by the mandate.
And then I think we just we hear that same refrain that we heard at the start, that sweet, bitter song that played as the title crawl rolled. We hear it again, and we just zoom farther and farther out until it's just the stars.
To be continued? Episode 2.
Episode 5? Isn't that how it
Yeah,
works?
I guess episode 5.
Sure,
That's
just
how it
start with
works.
some random number.
Yeah. Episode, pick a number. Episode, spin the wheel. Roll a d6. Whatever comes up. Episode, let's see what the d6 says. Episode 3 is next.
Oh,
There
now
you
we
go.
know.
Yep. That was so great.
Thank you to both of you,
Wow.
and thank you to Riley for being the fourth player in this game, creating Galactic Second Edition to play with us. That was super fun.
Every time you play one of my games, I'm there too.
When the minimum player count gathers, I will be there with you.
This was freaking delightful. This is like campaign level. This is like
man.
I could play a
Amanda.
whole campaign of this, baby. It's just so rich. Like, you build everything and there's so many things you can do, and there's so, like, obviously I don't think we really needed to play with tokens, because I think just giving us ideas of like what our characters kind of focus on is more than enough for us. But like, I would love to play this game with more token stuff. I would love to play this game where we continue to like build the world and build the characters. Like, it really lends well to galactic world building and building these very strong, archetypal but real people. If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, the only move that's consistent across all 3 books, well, it's not a move. Sorry, it's a good idea. I think it's called, I forget what the book calls it, but it doesn't matter. It's make your character larger than life while also being valuable and relatable, which is just such good advice for any
I love that.
character in a storytelling game.
Yeah,
Yes, it's good guidance. It's
It is
always good guidance.
very good guidance. It's like, make your character this really interesting person, but also remember that they have to be relatable, because otherwise no one cares.
Yeah. It's a beautiful game. I knew that I was gonna love it as soon as I read it, and I was like, wow, here we go.
Did you
which
say
is
you
probably...
played it before, Kurt, or no?
I actually got a chance to play it just on Saturday because I
Nice.
was showcasing my little spreadsheet
Right.
that I made for this, and someone said, we should play it. And I said, okay. So yes, I played it very recently, actually. That was a lot of fun too. There's a big reveal at the end of that one in a very different way.
Ooh, intriguing.
Interesting.
Someone was a hologram all along. It was the
Whoa!
diplomat. The diplomat snuck out of the situation by being like, don't worry about me. I was never here.
What?
And then
Sick. That's a good move.
That's a cool reveal. I love that. Wow.
if I'd had less scruples, I would have just pulled a similar move today. But I couldn't do it.
Such a cool move. Just want to steal it.
I'm glad we got to fit also. Did we get all of our NPCs in? Did they all get a
All
moment?
but one. All but
We
one. I
didn't-
think
we
we
not
get
get?
Zerog, but we
Oh.
had so many people that we managed to make an appearance. So I'm pretty happy.
Before I was folded into dust, I was looking for a place for Yej to get like a. Well, the silver lining is that Zero will never get me.
Right. I mean, you
Right.
did ask
Like a good
for you did ask for assistance with Zerog as kind of
Yeah,
like a final
reference.
wish, but
Sure.
it was
That's true. Account.
it was like you probably don't have to worry about it. But I will say I did have an idea for like if we did a sequel to this story.
I guess I'm not invited.
No, I was actually thinking, what if Yej, like I said, it was like a black hole, right?
Yeah.
We don't know where black holes go or
Right.
really what happens. So if you had enough space, if you had this power within you that you wouldn't get compressed by the black hole, you could potentially travel somewhere. And so you getting compressed was actually just you going to a different place.
Nice.
And so I was thinking maybe the next part is that, like, basically Smarmy and Delta 7 are, like, refuse to give up on you. And look into the prophecy and find out, like, yeah, there might be some signs of you somewhere across the cosmos.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yej is
Renelle,
the
hello.
stupidest character to give a bunch of power to.
I loved it. I love
was
that
great.
you were this child of prophecy, even though Smarmy was, like, this, like, lost princess.
Who
Yeah.
doesn't like a lovable scamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give the
Do you
lovable
guys,
scamp some power.
Do you guys want a little preview?
Ooh,
of
yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
Three
hi,
dudes.
Renelle.
Hi, Renelle.
3 dudes go bowling. You show up as the sun is getting low and the mall is long and flat and empty at one end, brightly lit with dancing citrine words, and they say bowling, and a lime green ball crashes in through neon pink pins. What the fuck? Hey, dude, and welcome to 3 Dudes Go Bowling. It's a game about dudes and conversations and feelings and the sudden intrusion of the surreal into an otherwise mundane, and of course, bowling. And I'll stop for now.
That's great.
That's up on
Alright.
next time.
I'm
That
excited.
sounds good.
See that?
That's next time there'll be something completely different going on. It'll be time
Always
for
is.
and now something completely different than what we just did. I'm very excited. That sounds delightful. It sounds so interpersonal. My favorite.
Love and interpersonal.
I love an interpersonal. Renelle says, I'm not here for long. It's 6:35 a.m. for me, and I need to go take my dog for a walk and get ready for school.
Well, that's fine with us
That's
because
fine.
we're not here for
finishing
long
it up.
either.
But I
No,
hope you have
no,
a
it works out
good day and have a good walk with your dog.
Yeah.
I think
Thanks,
we're
Kaufman.
also
that's
heading
it for
out.
us, I think.
Yeah. Is there
Yep.
anything that you guys would like to add here?
Nope. Thanks
No.
for playing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks
thanks
for
everyone
watching.
for joining us. These have been my guests, Anthony and Kurt. They're amazing people. You can follow them at the links that I just dropped in Twitch. I'm also dropping the game link over on YouTube. The game will also be in the video description, so you can check it out. It is Galactic 2E 2nd Edition. It is freaking phenomenal. And I don't know, is there a first edition or is it just a play on that?
You
Good
know,
question.
I would assume there was a first edition, but
Okay.
I don't know the lore on this one.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Riley will let us know. We can we could reach out. And yeah, and there is the game for you all in Twitch chat and the guest for you all in YouTube chat. If you happen to have the time to be a cool cat and nominate me for the Streamer Awards, I'll just plug that one more time. And also thank you in advance to anyone who does do that. I don't think I'm going to necessarily win anything. I probably shouldn't say that. That's like not a good way to get people to nominate you. But yes, if you would like to nominate me, I would be much appreciative of your support. These are the categories. This is the link. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm going to be doing some more Alan Wake 2. I feel like I should be finishing this game based on how long I looked at, like, how long it's supposed to take you to play it. But I don't think I'm close. So we'll see what happens, if it's the last one or not. But I'm very excited to play some more and be spooked. And that's it.
Great.
Cool.
Well, we'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
In a galaxy much closer to home.
Yes. All right.
A lot more bowling.
The bowling alley. All right. Bye, friends.
Bye, everyone.